Welcome to the Devolution podcast. I am your host, Avery, this week with my co host, Ethan,
What's up?
Rob,
Yes, sir.
and Trenton.
Yo.
And this week we are doing a all-time WWE only draft for top tens. Ethan, do you want to specify specifically what we're looking for all-time greatest?
Absolutely. So the criteria for this draft, it's basically if you've done fantasy sports at all or follow any sport really, it's the same idea. We're gonna do a draft. We random number generated the order. The order will be Avery, then Trenton, then Rob, and then myself. The criteria is a wrestler's work only in their WWE career, and the criteria includes in-ring talent, promo ability, drawing power, influence on the business, pretty much anything. And that's what we're going to do. We're going to go until we each have 10, and then we'll compare our list, and we'll leave a poll for who everybody thinks drafted the best team.
Yeah.
I want to start off. I want to start off by mentioning that I will be probably getting flamed for a lot of my picks here.
Just for transparency to the audience, this guy brought up Mr. Kennedy before we started. I'm not going to give any more context than that.
Kennedy.
Kennedy.
You guys banned Doink, so.
I can keep track of the draft order in case we get lost on a tangent. And
fair enough. Okay, so I'm first. Okay, so how far of an explanation do I just need to explain?
As much as little as you want.
As long as everyone can agree that it is a valid pick.
We don't have to agree.
Yeah.
We do not have to agree.
I mean, okay.
Right now we're just picking 10.
Okay, so
the argument comes later.
We'll make fun of you.
Okay, well, I'm starting off first with like an easy one. Just Stone Cold Steve Austin is my first one.
Yep.
I'm not getting flamed for that one. All right, I'm not getting flamed for that
pick.
Big Dub. Your first overall draft pick in the all-time WWE wrestlers draft is Stone Cold. What? All right, you want to give a little quick thing on Steve Austin, or you just want to?
I mean, I feel like it's. I feel like it is self-explanatory. I feel like the guy, like he just.
A lot of these early picks are.
I mean, he was the business. I mean, I don't know how long he was in the business because him and Rock were. I don't know how long they were in the business, but they were literally the heads of the company for a while. And I mean, he was out wrestling even the newer guys that were coming in from WCW and stuff. And he was coming off his knee surgery. I mean, the guy was electric on promos. I mean, the guy was just. I mean, you couldn't deny the guy. The main event spot, really.
Yeah, the crowd went crazy every time the glass shattered.
Oh yeah, that too.
Yeah.
Steve Austin, phenomenal in-ring worker. Even in his he was better in the ring in WCW, but even in the WWF, he still fucking kicked ass. The top guy. The reason WWE exists today is largely in part due to Steve Austin.
You know what? No, I also want to go ahead.
I was just gonna say that the WWE wouldn't be where it is without that Austin and McMahon feud.
I will say one more thing before I let the next pick go. I'm gonna say heel Austin for the business was not good because it was like people were not watching because they wanted like babyface Austin. Heel Austin was great. I loved heel Austin. I wish that financially they would have been doing fine with him just being heel Austin, but it is what it is.
Undertaker.
All right.
We got a deal.
All right, next up is TJ.
Alrighty. Do. My number one overall draft pick is another self-explanatory one. It is Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson.
Okay. I definitely did not think that was going to be his first one, but it's fine.
If you smell.
I mean, come on. Like his pop, the crowd reactions, his promos, calling people jabroni, his in-ring work, he's one of the best. He's...
Yes.
And, and when Austin was hurt most of 2000, the fucking Rock stepped up and he was the guy.
Yeah.
He was
And
the guy.
even when
That's why, it's often debated between the two. Like
It's almost like it was almost like a death sentence when you had to go in the ring and do a promo with The Rock almost. He would just kill people on the mic, like to the point where like I think there were some people that just kind of got buried after Rock promos because like
who in the blue hell are you? Well, I'm Chris It doesn't matter what your name is. That was his debut, by the way.
Bro,
Chris
you got fucking funny ass promos too, where he's in the ring with Goldberg, and he's like, simply put, The Rock says this. Nah, and he gets out of the ring.
Yeah.
And then you got the fucking matches, bro. Like WrestleMania 18 with Hogan, WrestleMania 28 with Cena. Even this most recent WrestleMania he did. He fucking as much flack as I like to give Dwayne Johnson, The Rock's an all-timer. Great pick.
Even when he was transitioning to Hollywood, he was still doing fantastic work as Hollywood Rock.
Yeah.
Yay! She brought up our sports teams. Yay! Who gives a crap?
Alrighty.
All right,
Let's see who the Rob.
Next up is Rob.
All right. I don't think this guy will need explanation either. I know he's kind of hated now, but still multi-time world champ, and he's funny and good on the mic. That is the game Triple H.
You just made the list.
That is honestly the opposite direction I thought you were gonna go.
Why?
Oh my god.
I'm not gonna say what I thought you were gonna do, but
no, I knew as soon as he said multi.
Hold on. All right, Rob. Let's talk about Triple H.
What do you mean? What do I got to talk about Triple H? 5-time world heavyweight champion, 9-time WWE championship. He's funny as fuck on the mic when he has to be. He can do a sob story on the mic when he needs to. He can be the underdog against Brock Lesnar. He can be the fucking piece of shit against Daniel Bryan. This dude's done everything in the company you can imagine. And he fucked the boss's daughter.
He also pretended to be Kane.
This dude has been in some of the craziest storylines and gets people hooked every time. Like I said, I know he's not very well liked now, but you cannot deny what he has done in his career at all.
He definitely was a very big team player there for a while. Like, granted, he was with Stephanie, but like he could have easily like phoned it in, and I felt like there was a lot of times where he didn't phone it in, where he definitely could have.
Look, I'm gonna give you the benefit of doubt and hope that you just misused words. But calling Triple H a team player for his wrestling career is fucking wild. Listen.
I didn't say what team. I just said a team,
It's no I do not like Triple H. He is fucking hilarious, which pisses me off that I think he's so funny. I think the majority of Triple H's career, he's one of those WWE guys that's like overrated and overhated at the same time, if that makes any sense. Like there's a section of fans that fucking hate his guts, and there's a section of fans that think he's like the greatest ever. And I just think he's somewhere in between. Except for Triple H in 2000. Triple H in 2000 was like phenomenal.
I feel like he had a very roller coaster career.
But he had really high highs. He had really high highs.
He did. He also had really low lows.
Minutes, and say absolutely nothing.
All right, Ethan. Who's your pick for the first round?
All right, another self-explanatory one, but I'm taking him. My GOAT, my Superman, John Cena.
Yes.
Okay. The only really, out of all the WWE top guys in history, Cena's like right up there with Austin. Just fucking phenomenal. Like his relationship with the crowd, whether good or negative, is just outstanding. In ring, like a lot of people gave him shit at the time, but he was fucking great. And like anybody who says he wasn't or that he can't wrestle, they're just ignorant or trolling. Because John Cena
Yeah.
Honestly, if we were doing just in ring, he'd fucking probably be on my list too.
Yeah.
Cena's great. He makes every little thing matter. You saw it just recently in the 2025 Men's Royal Rumble in the closing stretch with Jey Uso, just the struggle, and that Cena's been so good at that for his entire career. And I can list off his stats. Million-time world champion, mid-card belts, all that. Several all-time classic matches: CM Punk Money in the Bank, The Rock WrestleMania, CM Punk on Raw, AJ Styles, Kevin Owens, Shawn
Daniel Bryan,
Michaels,
SummerSlam.
Daniel Bryan, my favorite match of all time, John Cena versus Daniel Bryan at SummerSlam 2013.
Yeah, I knew it. That's why I threw it out. Anyway.
All
But
right,
yeah,
so
very
we
valid
John
pick.
Cena.
are we wanting to do snake draft, or are we going back to the beginning?
Snake draft.
I'm
Snake
fine with
draft.
that.
Ethan,
Snake
go.
draft.
Go
Okay.
again, Ethan.
I'll pick again. All right, so for my next pick,
Hornswoggle.
I really don't. I really, honestly, I would feel better about myself if I did pick Hornswoggle.
What?
I think everybody knows where I'm going with this. I'm picking Hulk Hogan.
Oh yeah. No, you know what?
Someone else took him.
I see the vision. You know what? I
Listen.
understand.
This is
Listen.
valid too, because when we first brought up this idea, I went up to some of my coworkers and I was like, when you think of WWE, who's the first thing you think of? The majority of them, because we work with our old people.
That's like you
said
work with
Hulk
just a
Hogan.
bunch of old people.
Yeah, Hulk. A lot of them said Hulk Hogan. So
Bro, I wouldn't.
He-
It wouldn't shock me if some of the people you work with would have said Bruno Sammartino with how old they are, bro.
All right, Ethan, do you want to justify,
Yeah.
or would you like it to go
Yeah.
on?
I don't really need to justify. Everybody fucking knows the business wouldn't be,
Yeah.
at least in America, would not be where it's at without Hulk Hogan. The WWE that millions of people love would not exist without Hulk Hogan, whether Vince McMahon wants to admit that or not.
Yeah.
And just to clarify, everybody in this call fucking hates Hulk Hogan. He's a fucking piece of shit.
The only time I like Hulk Hogan is when I play him on WWE 2K.
You ain't like him then.
I like Hollywood Hogan.
And I think he's
Why do we have
Hogan
to pause
is-
after I said that? Making me sound like a piece of shit.
anyway,
Hogan is he's not like the best in-ring worker ever, obviously, but again, that relationship with the crowd is undeniable. His ability to control a crowd is undeniable. That WrestleMania 18 match with The Rock, I used to be a massive hater of it. I hated that match so much. But as I started to understand wrestling more and I went back and watched it, it's magnificent.
I think his
That
control of
match
the crowd.
alone-
Go ahead.
That match alone for me is enough to put Hulk Hogan on this list, not even counting all the actual groundbreaking shit he did for wrestling. But with that being said, fuck Hulk Hogan.
I think his
Fuck Hulk
control of the
Hogan.
crowd is definitely deniable these days. That motherfucker came out on the Netflix debut. And
Okay,
everybody
you
was
know
like,
what I'm
boo!
Fucker.
Well, that's because everything came out from the locker room and
yeah.
Yee.
You
I
know
mean,
what I
it's-
meant by
yeah.
controlling
Yeah.
the crowd.
That
All right.
WrestleMania 3 moment with Andre. That's a
Iconic.
big moment. Big
All
moment
right.
in wrestling history.
Mega
Rob?
Powers with Randy Savage.
Yeah.
All right, Rob. Who you got next?
A much less controversial pick than Ethan. Very safe pick. Very safe worker. The Viper, Randy Orton.
You just made the list.
Nice.
All right.
I'm fucking
Literally,
dying.
oh my god.
Do I need to explain this?
I mean, if
Four-time
you
world
want
heavyweight
to,
champion,
I-
youngest
yeah.
world heavyweight champion of all time, 10-time WWE champion, 1-time US champ, 1-time IC champ, 3-time tag team champ, 2-time Royal Rumble winner. Been in the business for fucking over 20 years at this point.
And he fucking has aged like fine wine.
Fuck yeah, he
Literally.
has. He's been
He's
Literally.
part of
better now than he was 10 years ago.
He's been part of great factions, been part of great tag teams, buried those same factions, buried those same tag teams.
That is true.
Has hilarious promos. And like I brought up when introducing him, like I brought up when introducing him, he is an extremely safe worker for the most part. Minus like
Randy's one of those guys, you either get him or you don't. Like, there's people who think he's the most boring wrestler ever. There's people who think he's one of the greats. You either get him or you don't. I get Randy Orton, so he's one of my favorites ever. He has 2 matches that come to the top of my head that I love a lot. The first is Cactus Jack, Backlash 2004. And then he had a match with Daniel Bryan on Raw in like December of 2013, which is like picture perfect pro wrestling to me. So yeah, like that pick a lot.
Well, when I say very few times where he wasn't safe, I instantly think of the Mania match with Seth where he was like, I'm always safe. You know what? Let's just do it.
I always play it safe.
Yeah. All right. Well,
okay,
TJ,
you're up.
Okay. I am so sorry. Holy shit. Okay, I didn't think I would get him. I thought he might have gone in the first round, but I'm gonna take. No.
Oh.
It would be a very valid pick, but I'm gonna go with the Heartbreak Kid, Shawn Michaels.
Nice.
That's who I thought Rob was gonna take first.
Me too. I did think Rob was gonna take HBK. He's a big HBK lover.
Me 3, bro. Me 3.
I can't believe you chose Triple H over HBK.
No, I went between both of them, and honestly, I gotta give it to Triple H.
You're tripping, but that's a different
You were tripping hard.
You're tripping. For as much as you love HBK, that's tripping.
I only liked like 2010's HBK. Like,
listen, respectfully, you tripping.
Ain't catching me in the 90s with the Rockers, bro. Like, I didn't really give a fuck about it.
The Rockers were great.
The Rockers were great, but I didn't really give a fuck.
Fair enough. All right, TJ, do you want to give us some explanation, or?
It's just, he's one of the best in ring all time. When he was younger, yeah, he was cocky and shit, but he could back it up in the ring. But when he came back, that's my personal favorite. When he came back as like the Christian man, but he is just phenomenal in the ring, and he just can cut a promo, and he's just one of the best in my opinion.
All right,
thank God he found God. He's a fucking piece of shit, bro.
I think he got a million times better after he found God.
That is true.
Yeah, that comeback run in the 2000s was
those matches with Taker.
insane.
Do I have to even mention that?
What about Hunter's matches with Undertaker, bitch?
Come on,
also great. Not as good as Shawn though.
Yeah, you can't. Okay, never mind.
Literally, the whole story of that match was that Taker was like, "You're not as good as Shawn,"
and he was right.
He was right. He was right.
All right, Avery, got the next
back in WWE 2K19. I think I proved Shawn Michaels was better than Triple H. I proved it. It was against my point, but that was the only time that I ever that we proved Shawn Michaels better than Triple H. Ask Ethan.
Okay. All right.
Lick my balls.
The
uncounterable sweet chin.
My second round pick. I feel like this is a valid pick. I went Ric Flair. I feel like Ric Flair has always been a staple for wherever he's went, dude. Well, okay, maybe not wherever, but I feel like Rick
in his prime, yeah.
Yeah, well, TNA happened.
He had a fucking awesome fucking match with Mick Foley in like 2010.
But I feel like a large part of like his whole career, like at least for like a large part of it, he was like the top. Like he was so good.
He was not in the WWE either. That was the big reason I didn't put him on this list.
I mean, that's fair, but like I think like even though like he spent a lot of his career not in WWE, I feel like when he got to WWE, like I almost feel like he exploded more or at least stayed on course and didn't drop off. Like I think he brought so much when he came and throughout his entire WWE career. I mean, he was very, very like hot in the company. Maybe I'm wrong about that. Maybe he shouldn't be on a WWE list, but I feel like he is. In my opinion, I think he is.
I wouldn't have any arguments over someone who would say that he's not on the WWE list.
Yeah.
Just because like the large majority of the greatness of his career happened before or after, like in WCW. But I also don't hate the pick for WWE because his run in '92 was fucking awesome. That's the year. That's the year he won the WWE title in the Royal Rumble, entering number 3. Had a fucking awesome match with Macho Man at WrestleMania. And then even when WCW closed and he came back to WWE, like
I don't hate it
old
on
man
the
Ric Flair
list.
kicked ass.
Yeah, I feel like
I don't hate it on the list. I hate it being his number 2 pick. I feel like there are people
That's
that
fair.
definitely
Yeah,
could have been
that's-
picked before Ric Flair
I mean, that's
on
fair.
a WWE list.
For a
Okay.
WWE draft, yeah, that's fair.
And then, okay, well, Ethan just said his name. My next pick is going to be Macho Man Randy Savage.
Oh shit!
That should have been your second pick.
WrestleMania 8, baby.
Well, okay, to be fair, Ric Flair wasn't going to be my second. Hulk Hogan was going to be my second. But Ethan took Hulk Hogan. So I was like, quick audible. I was like, Ric Flair. Like, but yeah, Macho Man, I feel like Macho Man is like almost, I don't want to say that he was as popular as Hulk Hogan because I don't know if they were close. But he was
Hogan was definitely more.
but he was better in the ring.
Savage was up there.
But he was better in the ring.
100,000%.
He was better in the ring. And he was on par with Hogan in my opinion on the mic. I mean, Hogan like said some crazy shit on the mic and would like spat off like nonsense. And I mean, Macho Man would do the same, but just in his own way. And I always loved it. And anytime I see any clips of it or any matches, like I love it to death. Like just hearing him cut a promo.
Macho Man is contender for best promo of all time.
Mm-hmm. He's fantastic. Was fantastic.
I am the cream of the crop.
Yeah.
Rest in peace, Randy Savage.
Yeah.
R.I.P.
All right, TJ.
All right,
back to you.
TJ.
Alrighty. My third overall draft pick is Kurt Angle.
Ooh. Dun 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 dun.
You suck.
I know he was.
Fucking
I'm also surprised I got him because he is one of the best all-time in-ring workers. He is fucking hilarious.
Listen, man, I'm just saying random ones, brother. I'm just throwing out names.
No, you're doing good. But yeah, Kurt Angle. He was getting "you suck" chance, and he took that into the palm of his hand and made it great.
Oh yeah,
Avery
absolutely.
Avery sounds like the fucking the guy that you fucking get to do your fantasy team because you need one more team, but he doesn't fucking follow football.
I'm just picking names.
I'm the guy at the wrestling. I'm the guy at the wrestling event that holds up the sign that says, "I hope both wrestlers have fun and stay safe."
I just like to picture that
both
fucking
teams win.
I just want to picture Avery like with random ass names in a hat. So it gets around to his next turn. Spike Dudley. Okay.
No. I do.
He's a great pick for an ECW list.
I have a name that I really want to throw out, but I don't want to get flamed for it. So I'm really scared to throw it out. So
dude's gonna
we'll
say
see
some
when it
shit
gets
like Perry Saturn, bro. Like,
no, I'm not. Hell no. No, I'm not. No, I'm not. No.
All right, TJ, talk about good old Kurt Angle.
Kurt Angle, the ankle lock man, the Olympic slam. He's fantastic. He's got
Homie's
great
just
matches.
reading the move list off 2K.
I don't know. Just he's fucking great. His matches, he's had great matches.
All right, TJ, tag out.
Okay, take the pressure off me. Rob.
All right, Kurt Angle. He is my number 3 best or favorite wrestler ever. Best wrestler ever, whatever you want to call it. Kurt Angle's phenomenal. Even like taking out, because this is a WWE only draft, right? So like, not even counting like his TNA run, he's still like an all timer. Like intensity, integrity, intelligence.
Yeah, the
Damn it.
eyes.
WWE's
He was
best
super fucking
real
intense.
athlete.
Oh my god, dude, just unbelievable matches. Chris Benoit, Royal Rumble 2003 comes to mind. Eddie Guerrero, WrestleMania 20. Undertaker, No Way Out 2006. And
Shawn
there's
Michaels. I
Steve
don't know if you already said that.
Shawn Michaels, WrestleMania 21. Steve Austin, SummerSlam 2001.
Shawn Michaels
And
in the
there's
Royal
fucking
Rumble from I think 2005 when he put him in an ankle
Yeah.
lock on the stairs
on the stairs.
after Shawn like bladed in front of the crowd.
And then even besides all that, like Kurt could do anything.
The milk
You
truck.
want him to be a serious fucking badass, he can do that. You want him to be a fucking jokester who's fucking hilarious, bring comedic relief, he
Jimmy
can do
Crack
that.
Corn.
I know that like this is a
Corn and I don't care. I want Olympic gold.
I know this is a WWE list, but like I think that's one of the main reasons why when he went to TNA, he was such a big part was because he could do anything. Like he literally is the jack of all trades kind of guy, and I think he's just a huge asset to anywhere he would have went, anywhere, anytime. He's just phenomenal.
I think it's probably safe to say that Angle is the best ex WWE guy TNA ever signed. I can't think of anybody else.
I believe so.
I don't know. Somebody might yell at me about that. But
No, I don't.
yeah, great pick.
I think Angle's probably the best one. Alrighty, well, Rob.
I cannot believe I'm about to, because I can't stand it. Actually, you know what?
Oh,
I'm
yes.
changing this shit. I'm changing it. If this fucking bozo is still around next time, like on my next pick, I'll pick him, whatever, because I can't stand him. But my next pick, the rated R superstar Edge.
You just made the list.
Self-explanatory. This dude has been in so many good storylines. He was started out in a great faction. Kept being in a tag team with Christian his entire career. 7 World Heavyweight Championships, 2 Royal Rumble wins, one of them from number 1.
First Money in the Bank.
First Money in the Bank winner. Multi-time WrestleMania main eventer.
I believe so.
12-time tag team champion is crazy, though.
That is crazy.
This goes hand in hand with my last pick, Randy Orton.
Yes,
Yeah. Rated RKO.
Rated RKO, baby.
Yeah,
dude, Edge is fucking awesome.
But he's also had so many great fucking rivalries. Like Cena comes to mind. Fucking goddamn it. Randy comes to mind. His most recent one that was in WWE before he fucking left.
Yeah.
See, a large part of my revisionist history, I always remember Edge in tag team or against Cena in singles. Like that's how I always remember him. And I'm always a big tag team guy, so of course I always remember in tag team matches. But for some reason, anytime I think of singles matches, this motherfucker is always wrestling Cena for some reason. Like, I don't know why.
He had a fucking awesome feud with Jeff Hardy. And Matt Hardy.
Well, yeah. Yeah, I remember the Matt Hardy
He was
one,
also
actually.
part of that awesome, I think it was Backlash Fatal 4-Way, right? With fucking Orton, Cena, and
Oh my
Michaels.
god. Yeah, Edge. Yep. I think that's probably my favorite 4-way match ever.
So
Edge has
good
a lot
that
of
NXT had to
all-time,
replicate it years later.
Yeah. Even like his return at the Royal Rumble in 2020 is like one of the best wrestling moments ever. It's so hype. I get goosebumps every time I watch it. And then his WWE run, like I thought it was awesome. Like his feud with Rollins was great. His feud with Roman and the WrestleMania match with Roman and Bryan was fucking awesome. Yeah, I love Edge. Great pick.
Alrighty, Thanos.
Yeah. All right, so for my next pick, we're gonna go a little modern.
Oh no.
I say a little modern. I mean modern. Because my third overall pick is your tribal chief, Roman Reigns.
Oh boy. Okay.
OTC.
Yeah, I get that. I had him on here.
I can't really hate that pick. I mean, he's had the fucking business in a fucking chokehold, brother. I mean,
Roman Reigns.
this guy went from like being shoved down our throats to like literally choking us out because he's that good.
Dude, one of the
Like,
easiest ways to look at like how to pick someone is just think, who the fuck would I want to play a showcase for in 2K? And Roman's getting there, bro.
I think they're doing a bloodline one this year.
Getting there, brother. He's already there. Like,
Now, I know, like Roman's, like the majority of like his run when he was the big dog was like awful,
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
But that's not his fault. I think he was way overhated, and people were just angry about his bad booking. Like, work rate Roman Reigns kicked ass.
mhm.
And Tribal Chief Roman Reigns kicks ass too, even more. This is like his defining character. Like, this is what people are going to be talking about for decades and decades and decades, is this run that he's been on the last 5 years.
Yeah, it is easily one of the best gimmicks in the company ever.
And yes, like Avery said, which is what I've been repeating like for years, is like the fact that he has this billion-dollar company by the fucking balls is alpha as fuck. I think he has more political power than fucking any of the other top guys did besides Hogan.
Yeah.
Yeah, I
Like,
mean, this guy. I mean,
it's
this. You
insane.
got to think. This guy wasn't at one point. This guy was never on TV. This guy was doing just pay-per-views. He was not doing jack shit but pay-per-views. And anytime he was on a pay-per-view, it was fucking going through the roof for this guy.
Bro,
Every single time.
The Rock was showing up on TV more than fucking Roman was.
Yeah.
And you guys haven't even mentioned his work with the Shield.
Well,
Oh
yeah.
yep. One of the best WWE factions ever.
Mm-hmm.
And he was perfect in his fucking role as the powerhouse, dude. Like,
See, I feel like
he was. If you go back and watch those Shield matches, like
Yeah.
the shit that he does gets like the loudest reactions.
That's what I was about to say. I feel like as soon as the Shield was broken up, and then that's when they were trying to push him as a solo, like, I feel like that's where he started getting disconnected and the booking wasn't so good for him. And then he finally found himself after a while of being, and then that's...
Because
What was it,
Vince wanted
COVID?
him. Yes. Vince was trying to make him the next John Cena, and he is not the next John Cena.
So what,
He
that
is
took,
Roman
what,
Reigns.
First Roman Reigns,
5
yeah.
years? Was that, 5 years? From 2015 to 2020?
Yep.
At that point, he
Man.
still didn't have
Yep.
like huge promo skills, and the fucking crowd wasn't behind him.
No.
So
Suffer and succotash, son.
if
Oh
you
my
had
God.
like a Roman Reigns showcase and they put that part in, part of it would like his voiceover would be like, at this point the crowd fucking hated me. They fucking suck. I don't know why. Every time I go out there it's a boo. I don't get it.
John Cena's telling me I
For
gotta
5
learn how to
years.
do a promo.
It's fun. He does get it because he's talked about it before. Like, I think he was on Logan Paul's podcast talking about the suffer and succotash thing. He was like, "Yeah, that was the stupidest shit ever. I can't believe they had me say that."
I can't believe he winked in the camera after saying
that
it.
Yeah.
Yeah. I thought it had to be a rib. I thought it was a rib, bro. I didn't think that had to be real, bro. That felt like when they like made some like girl like in orange to mess with Taz or something in the back. Like, I felt like it was a joke. Ain't no way that like it was real.
Yeah, he didn't even want any of that either. Like, he wanted to be heel from the start. He's like, I don't want to be a fucking good guy. I'm not a good guy.
No.
Yeah, but you
I'm
also
a
can't make
badass evil Samoan.
you can't make the good guy the guy that smacked him in the back of the head with a chair either. So
That's true.
I feel like this is a hot take probably. Do you think that if you would have went back, do you think you would have switched and had Seth?
Oh no.
You don't
no.
think you would have switched it? I've seen people say
Nope.
that they
I
would
would have
switch
changed
it.
nothing.
See, some people say they would. I don't know if I would.
Nope. Look at where all three of them are at now. Where the Shield are at now.
Because
I wouldn't
I
change a
think-
goddamn thing.
I think if you do change it, I think I do feel like if you did that, I think Dean probably gets the worst of it, actually, because then I don't know if.
He already did get the worst of it.
But I'm saying I think he would have got even worse. I don't think it would have worked out any better with him than when it did, really.
All three of those Shield guys have been running this fucking industry for the last
Well, yeah.
almost 15 years.
Well, it took one of them to fucking leave to be able to do it. Not getting put in gas masks and.
Still, oh yeah, fuck! I gotta make another pick. All right, keep talking about Roman Reigns for a few minutes. Let me brainstorm.
Oh,
Bro, you
this
ain't got it.
brother.
I would just like to. I would just like to picture a Roman Reigns showcase. Like he gets through all of it, and then he's like, "And I smashed him."
God.
I penned him. I stacked him. Whatever that thing was.
What do you like? So what? This last year's was.
40 years
Was
of
this-
WrestleMania.
I'm trying to think what the last match was. Was it the 4 people? Matt, was it?
It was Cody and Roman.
Was that the last match?
Talking about the showcase match?
Yeah.
Yeah, it was Cody and Roman.
I'm thinking of the year before when it was Cena, and Cena had to fight San Martino, Hulk, and
Yeah, that was the Cena showcase, which that one was funny as hell too.
I love
because
that
it was
one.
like Cena has faced all the greats. Pick which one you think was his best match, and you can hover over and be like someone else, and we're like, and the game's like, nah, we're pretty sure it's one of these guys. And
Yeah.
then you pick someone, and then he squashes you, and it just says Cena wins, Lamau lol XD.
Yeah, that was funny.
I was like, whoa. I think
Invisible Cena.
the best part was that I had picked American Badass Undertaker, and he got squashed.
I think I want to say that like Roman really like I think Roman really helped the company during COVID where like there was no fans and everything. I think him breaking out into the tribal chief character really helped them through COVID. Like all that stuff with him and Jimmy and Jay, like
Why would
think
that
that-
man play games with me? Why would you play games with me?
I'm not gonna lie. When Roman
Come on,
first
man, that's
returned,
garbage.
when he first returned, and I saw them teeth, I was a bit
Oh
hesitant.
my lord.
I was hesitant. I was like, "What the fuck?" Even Orton was hesitant because he posted on Instagram. It said, "Welcome back, big dog," and had the picture of Brian when he's the real estate agent from Family Guy with the big ass teeth.
My shiny teeth and me.
All right, guys, I'm ready. We don't have to keep
All
talking
right,
about Roman
all
Reigns.
right, good. I'm tired of talking about his teeth.
My next pick is, honestly, I could see people being like, "Why the fuck is this so low?" But
Okay.
Bret the Hitman Hart.
That was gonna be my
No.
next pick because I can't
Yeah.
stand this dude. I hate Bret the Hitman Hart. Put the letter S in front of the word Hitman. You got my exact.
Oh
That's
my
just because
God.
you're literally. That makes no sense, by the way. This man is a
Because-
diehard HBK lover, and then he just chose Triple H over him, and is still shitting on Bret the Hitman Hart. You know why? Because he's an HBK lover. So this
that
makes
is
no
not the
sense.
only reason.
Why
That
did
is
you
not
not
the only
choose him
reason.
first round?
That is not the only reason. But Bret screwed Bret.
Okay, whatever. Okay, continue, Ethan. Jesus.
Bret Hart, one of the best wrestlers ever. I think he was just fucking incredible. His WWF run was he was the guy. It was him and Shawn. Pretty much like it was like that the period between Hogan and then when Austin really blew up. It was like Bret Hart leading the charge, and he was phenomenal. He carried himself as a wrestler and as a champion, like probably one of the best I've ever seen. So many classic matches. Off the top of the dome, my favorite ones are Owen Hart at WrestleMania 10, Steve Austin at WrestleMania 13. Two of my
Banger.
favorite matches ever. Bret Hart, he's became bitter, but I think a lot of it is justified because his career was cut way too short.
Fucking Goldberg.
But that doesn't have any really impact on his WWE
No.
career, and he's just one of the goats. I mean, even if you don't like Bret Hart, you can't really deny that.
Yeah. And he's inspired a lot of our favorites to wrestle, like CM Punk, FTR.
Yes, sir.
Yep.
All right, Rob, go ahead.
Keep talking about the shit, man. I'm brainstorming because,
Oh.
like I said, that was my next pick.
Son of a bitch.
Okay.
I got my
The
next
Montreal
two picks.
job was bullshit.
I agree. That was
Vince
bullshit.
screwed Brett.
I agree.
Brett screwed Brett.
That's cap.
That doesn't even make any sense, bro. How did Brett screw Brett? Actually, no, don't even argue. You got to pick somebody. All he wanted to do was not lose the belt in his hometown. Like
that's all he wanted.
He would have lost it. He would have lost it to Sean. Like literally any other time. Like he would have put Sean over. It was dumb. But it was fucking alpha when he spit in Vince's face and then fucking drew WCW.
Shit.
Oh, I didn't even fucking bring up the Hart Foundation, dude.
Yeah.
One of the best tag teams ever. Bret Hart and Jim Neidhart, dude.
Yeah, don't forget
about the best tag teams ever.
Don't forget about the British Bulldog.
Davey Boy Smith.
R.I.P.
Fucking R.I.P. to Jim Neidhart and Davey Boy Smith and Owen too. Yeah, that's one of the best groups, teams. Like
ever.
him and Jim are one of the best tag teams ever, and then like all of them together as the Hart Foundation are one of the best factions ever. And
literally,
like TJ brought up like influence, bro. Like Bret Hart specifically. The Hart Foundation, dude, massive influence for.
I mean, it literally set up. I mean, it literally set up Natalia, Tyson Kidd, and who was the other one? There was 3 in that group, right?
Davey Boy Smith Jr.
Yes.
All right, I got my next pick, and I feel like TJ is gonna get kind of pissed. This might be his next pick.
Probably is.
No.
But my next pick, who's that jumping out the sky? REY.
You just made the list.
You just made the list.
Nice.
W pick, but that was not my next pick.
I don't really have the championships to spout like I did for everybody else. I didn't have him written.
I mean, I think everybody knows at least the influence of Rey Mysterio.
I don't think I'm wrong to say that this guy kind of revolutionized the fucking, like, kind of, not revolutionized, but like brought light to luchador wrestling.
Yeah. If anybody saw
it as
person with the
popular
mask
as it
in
is
America, in America, absolutely. Like, Rey Mysterio is one of the greatest luchadors ever. Like dating back to even before WWE, and the fact that like his WWE career was so great is really like a testament of how good he is. Because like, there's no way he really should have succeeded.
And he's still going strong to this day.
He just carried Logan Paul on Monday.
Yeah,
last night.
I know he's a Royal Rumble winner, multi-time World Heavyweight Champion,
from number 1,
multi-time Tag Team Champion,
number 2.
He's got
just kidding.
He's got some mid-card titles in there somewhere.
Intercontinental.
He has,
and he found way more success than most people would have for his stature for when he started. Because that was back when WWE.
The biggest little man in WWE.
That's back when Vince was like, I only want big guys.
Literally, bro.
And even if you were to look at like the quote unquote smaller guys from back then, like let's look at Shelton Benjamin. He looks huge in AEW, but he was the small guy back in fucking early 2000s.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And Rey Mysterio found endless success in WWE. So that is my, what are we on, 4th pick?
Yeah.
Dude, fucking Rey is like one of the best TV wrestlers ever.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Or one of the best wrestlers ever, period. But still, you get the point. So like speaking of somebody who's aged like fine wine, like this dude is also better than he was 10 years ago. 10 years ago, he was like cooked beyond belief, bro. He was like, my knee.
He was also dragging around his bum ass son, though.
Hey, respect Dirty Dom.
Okay.
I respect Dirty Dom. I was not respecting Dominic Mysterio with the bright ass fucking ring gear where he was matching daddy and not being able to keep up with his dad who's 60 years old.
All right, TJ.
He figured it out though. Dirty Dom's awesome.
Alrighty, it's my turn for the fourth pick, and my next pick is The Undertaker.
Oh,
okay.
okay.
Obviously
Yeah.
not for his mic skills.
Wait, well, I'm
His
I'm
influence
going off
alone.
of like influence. Yeah, the streak.
Okay. Yep.
Digging
Yeah.
souls and digging
It's not even just
holes.
that. I feel
Rest
like
in
Undertaker.
peace.
I feel like Undertaker did a big thing for gimmicks, man. I feel like what he
Yeah,
did,
he's literally.
gimmick alone, showed other people, hey, we can make almost any gimmick work what we're given. Like, because like there's people that like complain about the work they're given, and then you see some people who are given just terrible gimmicks or stupid gimmicks, and they make that shit work.
You want to talk
Like-
about a terrible gimmick?
You just made the list.
That gimmick was ass.
But he made it
He
work.
made it work though.
Awesome. So awesome. Got the click of a pin over.
You
Hey,
just
dude,
made the
Taker's
list.
promo. Taker's
So good.
promos when he was American Badass were fucking hilarious.
Back when I was a little bitty dead man,
I'll give him that.
Yeah.
they used to send me home for recess. You know why? Because I don't play
They don't
games.
play no
Like,
games.
shut up, bro.
People fucking what? Say what again if you like sleeping with your sister? What? Yeah, exactly.
Oh shit.
You guys know I'm not as big on the Undertaker as the majority of wrestling fans are, but he is like the ultimate company guy,
Yeah.
especially for WWE. And he has had like so many WrestleMania classics. Like his streak, it's a lot of fluff because a lot of those matches were stinkers, especially the early ones. But like every match with Triple H, Shawn Michaels, Punk, Batista, dude, this guy went on like a streak
Edge.
of, no pun intended, of like the best WrestleMania match on the show for like 6 years straight.
Yeah.
Like that's nuts.
It's
TJ,
not hard
did you
to.
say
I mean,
Edge? You talking about the match
No.
at 20? What was it 25? When Lil Nate had to run down the fucking 300-mile ramp.
Yep, that match is awesome. All his matches with Edge were awesome from that year.
And all of his Hell in a Cell matches.
Yes.
Oh yeah, dude, he had what a like ridiculous hit rate of like great fucking matches.
Better
He's
than
like-
his so-called brother in his fucking matches. Where what is it? The Inferno matches where he's like 0-4. Oh my god.
Yep.
Don't get me started
Okay,
on
well,
that.
the Inferno match is stupid to begin with.
But
Kane
what I'm
stinks.
saying is that's supposed to be Kane's match, and he sucks at him. Like,
Well, he just sucks in general.
yeah, sadly.
Got him.
All right, well, it's my turn, I guess. Unless TJ, you got more to say about the good old dead man?
Nope, you can go ahead and pick your number 4 draft, brother.
Okay, well,
for you, Randy.
Rest in peace. That's all I have to say.
all right. So you're gonna have to let me know if this is a valid pick, but I feel like Roddy Piper is a good pick
Yep.
for
Yeah.
Very
for
good pick.
number 4.
Hot
I
Rod,
think
rest in peace.
I think Piper promo and aura alone, bro. Like this guy was so good at that shit. I mean, I have listen, I will be the first to admit I have barely seen Roddy wrestle. I have not seen a lot of his wrestling, but I have seen a lot of promos. I've seen crowd reactions to this guy. This guy was fantastic at just that aspect alone. Like if the only thing this guy had to do was talk, he would still be on this list, okay? Because he was just that good at it.
I think he's one of the best wrestlers to never win a world title.
Bro, that when I learned that, like after like I really started getting into wrestling, it shocked me. Like it absolutely shocked me that this guy was never a world champion.
This
Yeah,
is
he's
pick number 4.
Great.
Yes.
Avery's holding
Yes.
on to one that's gonna be like number 10, maybe.
Why?
Oh, I just know.
Are you talking about my ace in the hole that nobody else wants to say that I'm about to throw out right now?
Yeah, sure.
No, see, okay, I know who you're talking about, and I almost
The entire reason you wanted to make this list.
fuck it. You know what? I'll throw him out of 5. Fuck it. I'll do it. All right. Chris Benoit. Okay.
You're
Chris
going to hell.
Benoit.
You're going to hell.
Chris Benoit. All right. Listen. All right. Listen. I'm gonna say right here, Christopher Benoit.
Oh, he hit him with the Christopher. Lord.
This guy burns in the deepest parts of hell. But Chris Benoit inside the squared circle is one of the greatest wrestlers from this fucking company. And I will die on that hill, okay?
What about his fantastic promo work? Where he kept getting cut off on the steps, and then he finally was like, talk to the hand.
I will say that he was not the greatest promo. I'll give you that. That was definitely one of his weakest points. But I feel like
need to be.
But he made up for that in the ring. He
His
could not
actions
talk.
spoke louder.
He could not talk, but goddamn could he fucking wrestle. He was outworking people. He was fucking electric. And he had a lot of crowd behind him. Like
Everybody fucking loved him, bro.
Yeah, I wish, dude, I wish every day that he did not do what he did, bro. Because I genuinely think that he's one of my favorite wrestlers of all fucking time. And I wish that he didn't do what he did. Because he had so much going for him, bro. Like, and it just blows my mind that I have to feel like I can't say his name. Like Kurt Angle just brought it up recently in an interview where he's like, they told me that I can't talk about Chris Benoit and we have to erase him from history. And he was like, well, some of my greatest matches were with Chris Benoit. So it's like erasing my own greatest history. And I agree, bro. Like, I get what he did is terrible. And I would never, ever, ever say that it wasn't, because it was. No. But in the ring, this guy was just different, bro. This guy was just different.
Look, what it really comes down to is, can you separate the art from the artist? Some people can, some people can't.
And I'm never gonna.
Neither way is wrong.
Yes, I will preference that. If anyone disagrees and they say that they cannot like him because of what he did in the ring, that is completely fine. I will not judge you. I cannot judge you, but I can. And even, you know what's, it's even crazier because even when I'm watching the matches, like, I know in the back of my head, you know, but it's like, but wrestling's all about character, so it's almost like, you know, I don't know, man. I can separate it, and I can enjoy for what he did in the ring, at least.
I can too, and I agree with everything you said. But yeah, some people just can't, and I completely get it.
Yeah,
100%.
he can burn in hell. That's fine.
Rest in peace, Nancy and Daniel Benoit.
Yeah, rest in peace.
Way too soon.
Fuck Chris Benoit. All right, on a happier note, TJ, please.
Alrighty.
Please.
Yeah, bro,
I'm not gonna pick a
somebody
murderer.
happy.
My next pick is Eddie Guerrero.
I thought so.
Yes!
Okay.
That's the best.
It's
That's the
still
best
tragic.
way. That's the best way to follow
yeah.
up Benoit, though.
It is.
But yeah, he's fucking fantastic, man. The lying, cheating, and stealing.
One of the
His
best
match-
wrestlers ever.
Yeah.
Ever. Dude, like,
And
watch Eddie Guerrero's footwork, bro.
Dude, I
It's
can't.
insane.
Dude, I still can't get over. We watched, what pay-per-view was that with him and Chavo?
Rumble 2004.
Dude, I still
with Chavo
feel,
Guerrero Senior in the ringside.
dude, Chavo got no pop, nothing. Nobody cared about this match, and they still fucking went crazy when Eddie joined in.
Chavo would have gotten a pop if he came out with the "Ooh, Chavo," but he didn't. He just came out with some random basic theme.
Yeah, literally his best theme ever, and he's an idiot for not using it all the time.
I actually don't think he had that theme yet.
I don't remember if he did.
I think
or
he
not.
got that theme after Los Guerreros.
Okay, but anyways, TJ, go back to.
But this man has unlimited aura. He comes out in that lowrider. Oh, that man is beast.
Talk about
But-
influential. Again,
Yeah.
one of the most influential wrestlers ever, especially for today's wrestling.
Yeah.
Eddie was always ahead of his time.
Once again, we lost him way before he should have been gone. We should have gotten more years, but
Rest in peace, Eddie Guerrero.
rest in peace, Eddie
R.I.P.
Guerrero. But
Beautiful man. Beautiful wrestler.
yeah.
Him and
even-
Ray. I mean, him
Oh
and
my
Ray
god,
really.
their matches were awesome.
Well, I
Mhm.
not even just that. I was gonna say him and Ray really made it. The smaller guys, like they. I mean, if you want to talk about some of the greatest smaller weight guys, I mean, those two are up in like the top 5 cruiserweights of all time.
Dude, without
By
them being
far.
as fucking awesome and undeniable as they were,
Yeah,
like
there's other
you-
guys that don't even get a shot. Yeah.
you wouldn't have seen CM Punk get a chance in hell. You wouldn't have seen Daniel Bryan. You wouldn't have seen a lot of the best wrestlers today because
Fucking what is it? Fraxium? Yeah, those guys nowhere near the company, brother. Those guys would have been buried.
they would have been wrestling 6-minute matches on Velocity.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But this man's promos, he can do. He
Yeah.
can do funny. He can do intense. He can do anything.
I'm addicted,
then-
Holmes.
Oh, brother.
You
And then-
got that promo. That promo got deep.
That's
Yeah.
that's a phenomenal
But
promo.
and then the story of him, how when he got fired, then working his way back up to getting his job back, and then winning the world championship. Incredible.
That was the same promo.
I know. I was just saying that.
He was adding to the promo.
Oh,
I was
okay.
adding to it, my brother.
And dude, yeah, that fucking him beating Brock at No Way Out. Dude, that's one of the best WWE title wins ever. Still,
Yeah, monumental moment.
great pick.
Alrighty. I love
Love it.
Eddie Guerrero. All right, Robert, it's your turn.
Well, it's a good thing we just brought that up because I've really been debating on this. I think my next pick is gonna be.
If you pick Chavo, I'm gonna fucking drive to your house and punch you.
It's gonna
No
be.
way you say Chavo.
It's gonna be Brock Lesnar.
Okay,
and I think-
that's fine. That's fine.
This wouldn't have been a pick if we were doing this back in like 2020, but his most recent run
Bruh.
really redefined him. Like, because
Yeah, I'll
before
give you
this,
that.
like Heyman was doing all of his fucking promo work, and he was just a grunt that fucking went out and threw people around.
I
fucking
will agree
all
that
that.
I think that him coming out after the past couple of years definitely solidified him. I
But
agree
now
with you
we
there.
know he can talk on the mic. He's funny as fuck. He's always been good in the ring.
Yeah, he's one of the best like pure wrestlers.
I mean,
ever.
obviously he's never
He's a freak.
he's never had a sob story type fucking storyline.
He's a freak in both ways, buddy.
Yeah.
Fuck
But
Brock Lesnar.
I mean, like with the Eddie Guerrero thing, while Eddie's over here doing the sob story, you got fucking Lesnar was like dancing to mariachi music.
Huh.
This guy has told people that he doesn't give a shit about their kids.
Yeah.
He's out here burying people. He don't care about their heritage. He don't care about nothing.
So many fucking. Even when Paul was doing promos, so many funny one-liners.
Hey, Paulie,
Wait.
knock knock. Oh boy, Brock Lesnar doing knock knock joke on SmackDown. I thought I had seen it all. All right, Brock. Who's there? Bobby. Bobby who? Exactly.
Exactly.
When he won the Money in the Bank briefcase.
Oh my
shit.
God.
Oh yeah.
That-
Brock
fucking-
party.
Oh my
I
god.
have a year.
I have a year. Yeah.
I didn't
Dude,
know. How do you not know?
Dude, I have a fucking clip. It's from I don't remember what match they were building to. It was a Roman and Brock match. And Roman was like, I want a title shot. And then Brock goes, "You don't deserve shit, buddy."
No, was that Roman or was that?
It was
It
Roman.
was
that-
Roman.
It was
I see,
Roman.
'cause-
That was during Roman's like big dog babyface thing, and he was like, I deserve a
Oh,
title
yeah.
shot. And he's like, you don't deserve shit, buddy.
Oh yeah,
thought-
because it was 2018. Because like their last match had ended.
Samoa Joe was around that time too, right? No,
That was like a year before.
year before. Yeah, I'm dumb.
But yeah, there
Great
was
balls
there was
of
a
fire.
three-way feud there because that was when Samoa Joe's hit fucking Brock with the whole "you look at me when I'm
Yeah,
talking to you," or
that's
we can
what I
sort
thought
the,
it
I
was.
don't know what the
Oh
fuck he
no! Oh
said.
yeah. This is the same time because
Yeah.
Roman won some match because he beat he retired quotation marks the Undertaker.
Yeah.
at WrestleMania. You're right. You're right.
Yeah, I was just say I thought it was the same time.
You were not dumb. Pat yourself on the back. Yeah,
One
you
of
got-
the
you don't
very
deserve
small
shit,
victories.
buddy.
All right.
Yeah,
Ain't-
Brock's a
ain't-
fucking animal. He's a piece of shit though. Fuck Brock Lesnar.
Yeah.
So is
love
Chris
Brock Lesnar.
Benoit. Fuck Chris Benoit.
Yeah, he's. I mean,
Gotta
both pieces of
what,
shit.
what did we just say? Separate the art from the artist.
Yeah. Yeah, I
Fuck
love
both
Brock.
those guys.
I love Brock
And fuck
Lesnar in the
Hulk Hogan,
UFC. I like Brock Lesnar in the UFC and WWE, but still fuck Brock Lesnar. You know, like.
What about
like him
Brock
in
Lesnar
New
in Japan?
Oh yeah, fucking. Oh yeah.
Trash.
Yeah, my next pick is Omos from Japan only.
Dude, Omos rules in Japan.
All right. Let's stay on
love-
track.
Okay,
Let's stay
yeah,
on
yeah,
track.
yeah.
Let's stay on
Yeah.
track. Let's not get too sidetracked. All right.
All right, I actually have both picks ready this time. So
Nice.
Dilly down.
Nice.
Okay. First up, you guys. I don't know how you'll feel about this.
Oh,
You
no.
might agree, even though you don't like him. But my next pick is CM Punk.
You bastard.
Why'd you wait so
love
long,
CM Punk.
TJ?
I'm
I
sorry.
expected that to be your number
that's
one.
on you, TJ. You
I
should have
know.
chose him a long
I
time
know.
ago.
That's my fault. But that was my next pick. I was.
We're
I
on
thought I
pick
could have.
number 5, and you haven't said the guy you suck off all the time. Come on, you didn't say Rey Mysterio either. Fake
My
fan.
Yeah, that's
Bro, you
literal
got
fake
none
fan.
of your favorites.
I know. My next
Well-
pick is one of my favorites.
Yeah, what's Kendrick say?
Unless I get
Smoking
him
on your
next.
top 5.
Pokemon 5 tonight,
Anyway,
tonight.
CM Punk, right? One of the best wrestlers ever, regardless of how you feel about him. Hate him, love him, whatever. He's one of the best wrestlers fucking ever. And the fact that, like, he changed WWE. Like,
You know what?
That 2011 Summer of Punk run, even though it ended bad, thanks fucking Triple H.
Kevin Nash.
He changed the direction of WWE. Without CM Punk, Brian wouldn't have gotten as big as he did. Again, similar with Eddie and Ray, like, but with Punk, it was more like indie guys, right? Like, Punk really kicked the door in for indie guys to come in and actually have substantial runs in WWE. And most of their top guys now all came from the indies. So, one of the best promos ever, one of the best in-ring workers ever, which is insane when you think about how not athletic he is at all. But he's just so great that it doesn't even matter. An all-timer, the pipe bomb, all-timer promo, his 434-day WWE title reign was an all-timer. And that reign was like two halves. He was like the ultimate babyface champion, which was awesome, and then he was like the biggest piece of shit heel, which was also awesome. And the whole time that was happening, he was fucking miserable. He had one of the best WrestleMania matches of all time with The Undertaker, out of spite. He had one of the best Raw matches ever with John Cena, and he had the flu.
Yeah.
I want to hit you with a pile driver, John.
And this doesn't really apply to the WWE part, but even coming back after 7 years, his AEW run, it ended terrible, but it was largely great. And then now that he's back in WWE, he's been fucking great too. One of the best parts of the company.
He's been
especially it started off slow because he unfortunately got hurt and all that shit. But that feud with Drew, feud of the year contender for last year. That Hell in a Cell match with Drew, one of the best ever, might be my favorite ever.
Listen, you know what? I want to do a shout out real quick. I don't think he'll be on this list because I don't think he's. Well, I mean, I guess maybe he could be on this list. Maybe I shouldn't say this now, but I feel like Drew's definitely a future pick for this list, man. I think he's definitely. I mean, I guess maybe he could be considered for this list already.
I mean, you saying Drew definitely makes me think of another guy that could be put on this list.
Yeah, I have a guy that should be on this list that I was gonna pick, but I went with Benoit instead. So hopefully he doesn't get picked, but I think he will be.
Anybody want to add anything else about CM Punk? Their thoughts?
I think you basically said it all. He's one of the best of all time in ring and on the mic. That's just me glazing my goat.
And
Anyway.
Rock, you have about 3 weeks to realize this, but come Royal Rumble, Your arms are just gonna be too short to box with God.
Fire.
Unbelievable.
John Cena,
So
as you
good.
lay there.
Oh, bro. Oh my God. There was a point in time where I could recite that whole promo. I don't think I could do it anymore though.
Yeah, you can
You know
also
what?
recite the fucking Austin 316 promo.
Yeah.
I can't. I can do like the first part of it. He says more stuff after that.
If we get him drunk enough, he can.
Oh, I got a voicemail from Ethan. I wonder what this says.
Dude, I have.
Man, you sit there and you thump your Bible.
And you say your prayers, and it didn't get you anywhere. Yeah, all timer. That's up there with the pipe bomb. We didn't even bring that up with Steve.
We didn't need to, bro.
That's also fair. All right, my next pick, Bruno Sammartino.
Yep, that's very fair.
I was about to, dude. I ain't gonna lie. I just took a drink of water, almost spit my shit out when you said that.
Why?
Not even badly. Just it was so out of left field. I wasn't expecting it.
Well, you have to understand, like,
not a bad pick. Not a bad pick, by the way. Not a bad pick.
I'm the last couple years, I've been like really deep diving. I'm slowly becoming a wrestling historian. But funnily enough, with that, like with Bruno specifically, I just want to preface that I have not fully studied all of his work, like watched full matches and anything like that. But I just think that, like, from the stuff I have seen and his influence on the business and how important he was to very early, like WWF, the longest reigning WWF champion to this day, that'll probably never ever be broken, just because of how wrestling has changed. But Bruno, he was great, and I wish I could add more, and I will eventually do a deep dive on Bruno. So if there are people listening who have all these stats about Bruno, I'm sorry I can't list them off, but he is undeniably one of the greatest in WWE history, and to not have him on or near like a Mount Rushmore type thing or a top 10 would I think it's criminal.
Yeah, he definitely crossed my mind. I knew people would be like, "A list without Bruno Sammartino," because he is like the longest reigning of all time.
And again, like the stuff I have seen, like he was a beast, bro.
All right. Sorry to intervene. Sorry to intervene. I have 2 drunk voicemails of Ethan doing the Stone Cold promo fully on my phone. Yes. Yes, I do.
It was probably when he asked you to come hang out and you said no.
Actually, yeah, I probably was drunk because I have no memory of sending them to you.
It was through no. The best part is it's through Rob.
Oh,
Rob calls.
We were sitting on the trampoline. And I was like, "Hey, do the thing."
There's literally one where he's like, "Oh, is it already recording?" 10 seconds in. Oh, all right, fuck. And then just starts cutting one. Sorry.
All right, Bruno.
Yeah, no memory of that, but yeah, so I was definitely
the
drunk.
Dream has no. All right, sorry.
All right, my next pick, Velveteen
Speaking
Dream.
Speaking of pieces of shit, we're gonna roll with them.
All right.
I don't really have anything else to say about Bruno. Yeah, he's just, you have to respect the legacy, and one day I will do a deep dive on Bruno, and I can have a more, if we do this again at some point.
In 10 years.
Massive respect to Bruno Sammartino. Rest in peace.
Rest in peace.
R.I.P.
All right.
All right, Rob, back to you, brother.
Now that we're out of the top 5 picks, I feel like I can get a bit more out of the box with the next few.
Brother, I've already been.
With that being said, my next pick is going to be different from everybody else so far, but this completely revolutionized wrestling, this person, and another one.
Okay.
My next pick is Trish Stratus.
You just made the list!
Oh, okay.
Hey,
Revolutionized women's wrestling. We wouldn't have women's wrestling
pick.
like we do now if it weren't for her and Lita and other women that were around that time. Those were the 2 biggest ones. You could throw China up there, I guess, if you really wanted to. Not really. But Trish Stratus was definitely the biggest one. And she has continued to come back and look just as good as she ever has. Fucking.
Dude, she looked awesome in the Royal Rumble.
Fuck yeah, she did.
She had an
So-
awesome match with Becky Lynch a couple years ago, and then a couple years before that, an awesome match with Charlotte.
Like, call her Tony Storm because this bitch is timeless. Like, she does not fucking, she doesn't age.
Okay.
She doesn't
Okay.
lose it in the ring at all. She fucking, mic work. I mean, it's passable.
I mean,
So
like,
she's-
yeah, I mean,
she's known
there's only
for
so
her
She's
much.
not cutting
though.
no Rock promos or anything.
There's only
but-
so much she can do when like all her promos are fucking cringe fucking sexual bullshit.
Yeah.
Which was like her first part of her career was doing that shit because of just how WWE was. But like because of her, like her and Lita did take those first steps. Like they were the first women to main event Raw. They took those first steps that, you know, women in the 2010s capitalized on. Yeah,
I give the credit to Finlay because he fucking was behind that women's division, and they were like, they appointed him that as a joke, and he was like, well, I'm gonna show you guys, we're gonna put on bangers, and then they had to
Respect
come
for
tell
Finlay.
him to fucking tune it back because they were getting so much attention. So then, like the next week, they would have to go out and do like some stupid gimmick match, but then he would fucking put the foot back on the gas and make them start doing good ass matches again. So yeah, Trish Stratus, that's my number 6 pick.
That's not a bad pick at all, brother. I like that pick.
I didn't want to throw her out in the first 5. I wanted my first 5 to be like very solid picks, not like able to be like, nah. Even though
I
my
mean,
very
just
first,
unfortunately, you know, that's just, you know, women's wrestling in WWE was nothing for a long, long, long time, and it is only like really recently started catching up with, you know, like, because you know the women in Japan, bro,
Yeah.
they've been kicking ass like for decades and decades and decades. So then, like, you know, you fucking watch like a '90s Joshi match, and then turn on WWF, and you got fucking bra and panties matches. It's like, what the fuck, man? Like, women could be so much more than that, and they've proven it. And women are the future of the business. Like, women have been fucking hard carrying this year so far. Yeah, great pick with Trish Stratus.
Yes. All right, TJ.
Alrighty. My next pick is Mick Foley.
Oh, okay. Obvious
Fucker.
pick. Should have known that from you.
Fuck!
But yeah,
TJ's next pick, Cactus Jack. All right, his next pick,
No,
Dude Love.
No.
yeah,
No.
I was just good. I'm not. That's why I just said Mick Foley, because even all the characters he did was fantastic, and even when he wasn't any of the characters, when he was like commissioner or whatever he was appointed, he was fantastic. But
Fucking- what- top 4 favorite WWE wrestlers of all time: Mick Foley, Cactus Jack, Dude Love.
Mankind.
love him.
Honestly, wouldn't even hate it because he was great in any role
Yeah.
he was in. All
And
timer.
this man literally threw his life on the line every single time he went out into the ring. That Hell in a Cell match with Taker, how was bro alive?
Dude, I love there's an interview out there with him, or like him on like a talk show, where he brings up like somebody was talking to him. It's like, yeah, I remember you fell off the cell, and he's like, I don't remember that. I remember being thrown off the cell.
Yeah. And then thrown through the cell.
Yeah. He had
I
his
don't
fucking
remember just
tooth in his
falling.
nose.
I just rewatched that recently, and it still holds up, bro. It's still some of the like one of the craziest things I've ever seen. This dude literally died on pay-per-view twice
Dude.
and kept getting back up.
Undertaker literally said he thought he just literally killed Mick. He's like, oh my
like
god.
I think he said in an interview one time, he was like, I was looking down at him.
Yeah.
Over.
He wasn't
he's like, I
moving.
thought he was dead.
Well, yeah, because they raised the cage too when he went through the cage, right? And he was still on top, and he was like, "Oh no!" Like,
Dude. Yeah, Mick Foley's an all-timer.
But yeah.
And then like, dude, his WWF title win
oh,
in
yeah.
'99,
bro,
one of the best
they-
ever.
Dude, I will never forget learning that they announced it like at
On
other,
WCW.
or,
was
no,
on
just
Nitro.
on Nitro and other shows, and then they got even more viewers because they announced that he won, and people were like, "No fucking way!"
Yeah, because that week Nitro was live and Raw was Raw had been taped,
Yeah, so they like got a bunch of
Bischoff-
other.
Bischoff ordered Shivani to say, "Oh, they're having Mankind win the WWF title on the other channel. Oh, that'll bring in viewers." And then that made everybody turn off Nitro and watch Raw.
Yeah, lo and behold, it brought in viewers.
Yeah, they were dumb to think that wasn't
Good job, Bischoff, you stupid fuck.
Dumbass.
Ran two
Literally.
companies
Anyway.
into the ground.
Fuck Bischoff. All right,
But yeah,
Banger ass
I don't
theme
think I
song,
need
though.
to say much more.
all right. So it's my turn.
Yes, sir.
I also had a very this was etched in as my 6th pick already, and it's weird that Rob also thought about this. I didn't go as old, but I went Becky Lynch, man. I feel like Becky really topped out for the women's there for a long time with all the man gimmick and all that stuff. Like, dude, Becky 2 belts. I mean, dude, she was on the cover of a fucking game with Roman? Yeah.
The
Yeah,
worst WWE game in recent history.
But still, like she was undeniably. Dude, she was on screen with John Cena, and she was almost out popping him. I mean,
she did out pop him on that
like,
show. She did out pop him.
I know that like Nia Jax, fuck Nia Jax, but like, I know she accidentally or whatever fucked her nose up and it got that pose, but I mean,
That was the best
Becky,
thing that ever happened to her.
yeah, Becky used that and did not shy away from it, dude. She made herself a star even more than what she was, because she was already like pretty popular, but dude, that moment transcended her to even new heights that were like, I didn't think that I would have never guessed, bro. Like, I think she's done a lot for women's wrestling, and I think she deserves to be on this list. At least for me,
I'm willing to
personally.
bet if you look up right now on like Google, like
Mm-hmm.
best WWE wrestlers of all time, she's probably gonna be the only woman you're gonna find on there. If
No.
if Trish isn't on there, it's
Yeah,
I'm willing to
I
bet.
would say Trish and her should be on there.
Here's the thing with Becky, right? 2018 to 2019, she was the most over person in the company. Male, female, didn't matter. She was the person. First women's
the man.
WrestleMania main event.
Yeah.
Off her back, and Ronda, but you can't deny, Becky's Charlotte was shoehorned in there. Let's be real.
that's why I make the stand for Becky, because like I understand that technically accolades, like she's not the most accomplished, but dude,
I bet she is though.
She is.
She literally is. Like,
Also, can confirm
every title.
Go ahead.
Sorry.
Can confirm
Apologies.
Sports Illustrated top 20 best wrestlers of all time at number 20, Becky Lynch. No other woman on the list.
Damn.
That's that's what you'll see most consistently.
I mean, that's not even a bad, like, I think Becky deserves to be on that list. I think she's done a lot. Like, I mean, the 4 horsewomen, and then her breaking out on her own to, like, etch her own mark, and she does all of that. And, I mean, hell, she hasn't even been wrestling recently, but fuck. I mean, dude, anytime she comes back, like, mega pop.
Yeah, I fucking love Becky Lynch. If we were to make, like, an all-time women's draft, I'd put her up there with, like, some of, like, the Joshi greats.
Yeah.
Like,
yeah,
I agree.
Becky, she's that good. She's always been that good. She's still that good.
All right.
Great pick.
For my next pick, Chris Jericho. I think.
I was hoping Rob would get him.
You just made the list.
No, I got him before Rob. I got him before Rob did. Only because like I was gonna maybe let Rob get him, but Rob just wouldn't fucking take him, so I'm taking him now. God damn it.
That's because, bro, you know how the business is going in the trash when you put the belt on Jericho.
Yeah. But I mean, dude, Jericho is dude, I hate to say it, bro, but this guy, no matter what I fucking think of this guy, he always figures out a way to make me fucking like him, and I hate it, but I love it at the same time.
I thought you hate him right now.
Dude, I don't even think.
But I like him at the same time. Like, He's just that good,
People
bro.
are like, "Oh, Chris Jericho's ruining his legacy with this current run." No, the fuck he's not.
No, he's not.
No, he is
He's
not.
building it. He's stat patting.
The
Like he
learning
can stop
tree.
right
Okay.
now.
I wouldn't say that either. His current AW run isn't great, but it's ridiculous to say that his overall legacy, 30 years of greatness, is just undone because has a cringy character for a year.
Dude, we brought it
Come
up
on,
earlier with The Rock, but his debut was against The Rock in a make it or break it moment when he went from WCW to WWF.
F.
He could have sank, bro. He could have shied away from the moment, and he fucking didn't, bro. He knocked that shit out of the park. The only problem was he was in the ring with fucking The Rock. So, you know, but I think
He hung in there with The Rock.
yeah, like he didn't like get showed out that bad. Like if there was anybody that was going to be in the ring with The Rock at that time, I would say Jericho is one of the few that I would put in the ring with The Rock at that time that could hold on to his mic skills. Like, I mean, and I feel like I want to say Jericho got appreciated more as he got older as well. Like I feel like they didn't use him a lot when he was younger in WWE a lot. Maybe I'm wrong on that one.
You were very wrong. He main evented WrestleMania.
I mean like I don't know.
Rock and Hogan, by the way.
I don't know. I for some reason when I think of Jericho in the younger stages of his career, I always felt like maybe they used him differently than I remember possibly. But then I've always remember like when he was older, he was fucking always in title mixes. He's in tag mixes. He's in like everything, bro. Like
Listen, right. So Jericho, by the time he got to WWF, by the time he got, we'll get to that. by the time he got to the WWF, he had already been a 10-year vet, right? WCW, ECW, Japan, Mexico, going all over. He was already great. So everybody who knew Jericho before, they knew he was going to do well. But that being said, there were also, a lot of people who hadn't seen him, like WWF, exclusive fans or whatever. And yeah, one of the best debuts ever, I think, in WWE history.
chills every time I see it, bro. Chills.
It's definitely up there. And yeah, like he could have shit the bed, especially in that, like, having a promo battle with The Rock. But again, Jericho was so great. It just, like, he was able to hang in there and go on. Like, he had multiple different phenomenal runs in the company throughout the years. Like, consistent worker, always reinvented himself and at the right times. He got the click of a fucking pin over. He got a list over.
I think that's something
He got
too.
a light up jacket over. He got
I think
potted plant over.
I think that's the thing with Jericho that's like the most astounding part. Like I know we always talk about like Sting. Like Sting is death defying. Like this man lasted for so long, dude. I think Jericho is. I don't want to say that he's the next Sting because that's not accurate. But dude, he's just got that longevity on his side. Like you said, he just adapts all the fucking time. Like, dude, this guy, I don't know how he does it, dude. I really don't. I don't get how he can just flawlessly switch to a different character or gimmick and just make it work every single time. No matter how bad it is at the start or how dumb it is, he finds a way every time.
And even like his AEW run, like it's been pretty great besides like, the last couple of years. And even then, or last like 2 years, even then, like the last 2 years, he still has like
funny ass moments. Like
he can still put on good matches. Still.
All right. Well, TJ, you can take it. I think we've said enough about Jericho. I think everybody knows,
Yeah. All right. My next pick is Just to Spite Ethan. Daniel Bryan.
I was gonna pick Daniel Bryan. I was like, hey, wait a minute, he's not off the board yet.
Yeah.
Okay, well then my next pick is gonna piss some people off. My next pick is gonna piss some people off then.
I know I wasn't gonna take Bryan. Well, I obviously was gonna take Bryan if he was on the board, but you said CM Punk, so I was like, all right, you take my go, I gotta take your go.
It's an eye for an eye.
That's fair.
But anyway, I'm just.
I only went for Punk over Bryan because of the influence.
I know.
in WWE specifically. That's the only reason why.
But the
Continue.
Yes movement alone, like, but he is he's one of the best in ring of all time. In my opinion, he is the best in all time.
He's the
But
GOAT.
he is the GOAT. But yeah, the Yes, the No's, Team Hell No, he got that over.
Another
He wasn't
guy that
supposed. Yeah, he wasn't supposed to succeed. He didn't. He was just a vanilla midget. But
another guy that broke the barriers of,
yeah,
smaller guys in WWE. Fucking incredible run. Like, I know a lot of, like, people will say, like, he was great in WWE, but his Ring of Honor and AEW work outshines it. And, like, yeah, I'd probably agree and say that, his ROH work and AEW work, has been better, but only slightly, dude, because that WWE run is still all timer.
yeah.
Like,
Even
rough first couple years, just because of the time period.
choking
But
out
dude,
Justin Roberts.
talk about, like, dude, like, he was never supposed to be anything in WWE. Vince scoffed at him day one because he was a vegan. But the fans love him, loved the shit out of him. They would have no other way. Like, nothing
The
else would have
fans
been
took over the
acceptable.
show. Took
Multiple
over the show
times,
a lot
like,
of times. Yeah.
even when he wasn't even out there or involved or anything. Like, do you guys, like, we talked about, we watched TLC, that the promo on Raw that they did, like the championship ceremony where they had all the world champions out there, like former world champions out there. Dude, like, the whole time, all anybody's doing is cheering for Brian. It was his hometown, but still,
Yeah.
just going
Yeah.
fucking nuts over Brian, over anything else. Like, Cena and Orton, like, nothing they said mattered, and until Cena, fuck it, because he's a pro, like I was saying earlier, fucking wrapped it around and got used it to boost the promo. But yeah, Brian, he's undeniable, and even, like, his weaker parts at the start of his run was, like, promos, and even, like, then, like, he's one of the best promos ever now.
Yeah. And when he came back after nobody thought he ever would,
Dude, yeah, and his
that
forced
run.
early retirement, coming back,
Yeah.
the new Daniel Bryan, Planet Champion,
Oh yeah.
giving Kofi the moment that he had himself, full circle, just brilliant. He's brilliant.
Mm.
Fuck you for
I think
picking him.
that. Yeah.
He's
That
my
was-
GOAT!
I know. I picked Foley. I was like, I'm gonna just save because I don't think Avery is gonna pick him. So anyway, yeah, that pretty much I think we said enough about Daniel Bryan and his WWE run. So Robert,
Rob.
go ahead.
Rob and Avery, if you want to add anything,
Yeah.
feel free.
I mean, no.
Other than the
I think
fact I was
enough's
gonna
been
pick
said.
Brian,
Yeah, fuck you, TJ!
W
Um,
picks.
I really like that entire time. I don't know what all was said because I'm too busy brainstorming my next person.
Yeah, dude, your TJ picked Brian, where I was like, fuck.
I mean, because I have a pick that I know is not gonna go well here, so that'll be my
brother.
last pick. So my next pick, I kind of debated Kofi, but really he hasn't done much. So my next pick,
Come on.
maybe,
Hey, yo.
maybe,
Kofi would have been a great pick.
maybe too early to say, but I feel like if we're gonna say Roman, we can also say Seth Rollins at this point. I mean, your first ever NXT champion.
I mean, I'll give you that. Yeah.
I don't hate that pick at all. I love
Like-
Rollins.
I'm not the biggest Seth fan, but yeah, I can't deny that he probably can make this list.
Bro, this dude's
Yeah,
been
his
so many
run-
different gimmicks and made all of them work.
His run with the Authority.
Oh yeah. And he's just had banger after banger after banger. So
I think it's a great.
And then,
pick.
also, the Shield.
Yeah.
We talked about it with Roman, but Seth, good pick. Love Seth.
is there anything else we need to say about Seth Rollins?
I don't think so.
I don't think so. I'm not gonna
I don't
say
think so either.
he's on the same level as Roman, but I feel like if we can put Roman on the list that early, Seth can definitely go on the list this late.
For sure.
Alrighty.
Oh shit, it's my pick. All right, so in the same vein, same idea of Rob and Avery. I'm so glad you guys picked women because I was kind of nervous I'd be the only one to pick women. Not really for any particular reason, just
We
because
love
of
women.
how stacked, like the men have always been in WWE because like we've talked about. But anyway, my pick is Sasha Banks.
Fire.
Obviously, she's a very polarizing wrestler because, WWE fans are fucking weird. But she is even if you just don't count what she's been doing this last 2 years, all-timer, bro. Like one of the greatest women's matches in North American history with Bayley, and she was like 23. And just consistently just the best part of the roster, even when she wasn't being, focused on. Like you could always put Sasha out there and whatever she's doing, it's probably going to be great. Her weaker side was, promos, but even then, like, she's just so charismatic that, like, the fact that she might be a little bad with words doesn't even matter.
Yeah. It's boss time.
It's boss time. All timer. She speaks for herself a lot. Like, I don't really need to big up Mercedes, but I know a lot of people fucking hate her for no fucking reason. I don't know if it's misogyny, fucking racism, tribalism. I don't know what it is, but those people can go fuck themselves. Mercedes is
Yeah,
the
fuck
GOAT.
you.
The greatest North American women's wrestler ever.
Damn.
Tell me when I'm telling lies.
I get it.
Anybody want to add anything?
No, I think I think you
covered
explained it well.
All right. Well, let me go to my next pick, which
Oh shit!
might
Did I
be a
not
little-
do the thing? Did I not go Seth Rollins?
You just made the list!
Fuck!
I don't
No,
think
you didn't.
Damn
You
it!
didn't.
All right, well, Seth Rollins.
You just made the list!
All right, continue.
All right. For my next pick, I'm going with Sheamus.
You bitch!
Oh.
Damn it, dude! Back to back, I've had
It's a
my pick stolen
shameful
right
thing.
from underneath my feet.
It's a shameful thing.
I just stood
Now
back
look-
up, bro.
Now, listen,
Very valid pick.
this might seem like at first glance to people, right? This might seem like a crazy pick, but if you really like look at it, Sheamus is one of the best in WWE ever. Like in ring, just unbelievable. Like the most intense brawler. He could get the best out of fucking anybody. Even like early in his career when nobody was really appreciating him like they are now, like he was still good. Like awesome match with the Big Show when the Big Show was the most stale he had ever been. That moment at WrestleMania when he won the title and kick-started the Yes movement, like that'll never be forgotten.
That not elimination chamber. Extreme Rules match he had with Brian right after the
Yeah,
Mania
fucking
match.
incredible match. The Bar, one
Yeah,
of
I
the
was
best
about to say
WWE tag
The
teams
Bar.
ever, completely revitalized his career. And then like 2020's Sheamus is like a different fucking animal, dude. He has been on a tear since he came back in 2020. Like consistently the best worker, one of the best workers in WWE. The match with Gunther, all his matches with Drew, Bryan, just absolutely stacked resume. Fucking
Yeah.
has won the WWE title within 6 months of being there, beating John Cena.
Yeah.
Damn.
That's insane.
Something that I forgot.
So yeah, Sheamus. So shout out to Big Shamo.
Oh, I
Anybody
got a
else?
great pick. I got a great pick.
All right, let's hear it, bro.
My next pick, Dolph Ziggler.
You just made the list!
Oh,
There is
Dolph?
no
okay.
way you can deny what this dude did for WWE. This dude
Okay.
was always putting on a show. This dude put over everybody that needed to be put over. Never had a boring moment. Even though he fucking debuted as like the shittiest. Bro, the dude debuted as Chavo's fucking golf caddy. and then got thrown in the Spirit Squad. You would after that, you would think WWE would be like, "Nah, fuck this guy," and they brought him back as Dolph Ziggler. He is perfection, and this dude just took over.
I am perfection.
He had banger themes, all the different he had the same gimmick the entire time, but just all the different groups that he worked with and all the different angles that he worked with there was never a dull moment with this guy. And he had titles and Money in the Bank and fucking tournaments to back up his resume. But this dude was great on the mic, great in the ring. No doubting this dude's WWE career. Also, he's in TNA, so
he still could.
He has a chance to fucking see him in NXT.
Nick Nemeth.
He challenged for the NXT tag titles on TNA last week.
Yeah.
Wait, did I say TNA tag titles or NXT?
You said NXT titles on TNA, which is correct.
Okay, good. Yeah, he was never ever booked like how he should have been, at the height of his popularity. And then even after, when he still would give his all to everything, no matter how fucking shit it is or how many times you'd have to put people over. And then that No Mercy match with in 2016 with The Miz, where he won the title in a title versus career match, probably my favorite match of his entire career. That match is unbelievable, especially considering it's with The Miz, who a lot of people fucking shit on. But yeah, like that pick. All right, TJ.
Alrighty, my next pick is Jeff Hardy.
Yep, saw that one coming.
The influence alone.
Yeah, he was under it, that's for sure.
Yeah, well, yeah, that is a fact.
Well, but yeah, the fucking death-defying spots that he does, and yeah,
the death-defying drugs that he does.
Bro.
Anyway,
I'm not a Jeff Hardy fan, but that's a TNA perspective.
But yeah,
it's
the Hardy Boys.
So you're not gonna say any more? I was like,
his tag team with his brother, the Hardy Boys. I don't know. I just think that he's very mainstream. Like, a lot of people love Jeff Hardy.
The feud he had with Punk.
Yeah.
Later in his career, the feud he had with Orton. That fucking Hell in a Cell match with the screwdriver.
Dude, in 2008, Jeff Hardy was the most over guy in the business. If he didn't have his demons and his troubles, he probably could have been bigger than Cena. And I don't think that's insane to say if you really think about it. Obviously, unfortunately, he does have those demons, but yeah, he was insane. His feud with Edge was awesome. Feud with Punk, all-timer, some great shit. The Hardy Boys, one of the best tag teams ever, period.
Yeah.
I don't think, you can really argue that. Yeah.
Getting speared off the top of the ladder.
Influential. And, we probably,
WrestleMania.
I don't know if we brought this up for Edge or not, but, those guys, innovated the ladder match.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
In WWE, well, no, just in general, I think, they were doing some crazy-ass shit. They took the groundwork of what Shawn and Razor laid at WrestleMania 10 and then just went fucking batshit crazy with it. And at that and now they're it's a super common for the crazy ass ladder matches. But back then that was insane stuff, and I think they still hold up. If you watch them back, they still hold up to this day. Yeah, love Jeff Hardy.
Okay. I have. Okay, you ready for me to go, TJ?
Oh, hold on. The Hardys fucking WrestleMania return at 33.
Yes.
All timer, one of the best WrestleMania moments ever.
Yeah. That shit was good.
You can go ahead, Avery.
All right. I don't know if this is a like bad pick or not, but I think this is a good pick. Booker T is my next pick, man. I think Booker T is a very good case of came from WCW, like pretty good, like not a bad career in WCW by any means. Then he came to WWE, and everything that he did in the company is very memorable. Like I feel like he just did a lot in the company, whether he was champion or not. And he also had the King Booker run. Like I think King Booker was like career defining almost, really. Like I don't know, man. I really like Booker T a lot. And
He was one of the only guys when WCW got bought out that like kind of fucking still stood out. A lot of the fucking WCW guys just kind of fell under the radar. But Booker T stood out and ran with it. And yeah, he had the Stone Cold feud.
As I say, some of his best moments are him getting his ass kicked. I mean, yeah, say literally one of his most famous moments is him getting his ass kicked in a supermarket. Like him getting his ass beat in a church, a bingo hall. Like,
yeah, dude, Booker's awesome. Comedic timing is impeccable. He's fucking hilarious. He's awesome in the ring. What a fucking talent.
Yeah, I really, really like Booker T. And I wanted to get him in there. I didn't know if I wanted him, but I was like, you know what? Nah, bro. I was like, I love Booker T that much. He should be on here. My next one, I don't know. I don't know if this is a really good pick or not. But Razor Ramon? Is this a bad pick? I feel like Razor did enough in the WWE that he deserves a spot on this list. I feel like Razor had a lot of great matches and stuff, and he was better than his tag partner, for sure.
Like, oh, come on. What's wrong with Diesel?
No. Diesel was cool, but he wasn't Razor Ramon, all right? R.I.P., by the way, R.I.P., but he was not Razor Ramon, okay? He was just not. Razor Ramon is awesome. R.I.P.,
hey,
but yeah. The bad guy, brother.
Rest in peace, Scott Hall.
All right, TJ, you can go.
All right, this might be a questionable one. Well, I don't know. I'm gonna go with AJ Styles.
Damn it.
Ooh, okay.
He won the title in his first couple months in the ring.
As he should have.
Yeah. That Royal Rumble moment alone, him debuting.
Yeah.
And just that world title reign that he had when he held it for a couple 100 days. I don't know the exact days, but yeah, AJ Styles he's one of the best in rings of all time. He can talk his shit on the mic.
Why don't you shut up, Steve? You old fart. I will say, so AJ Styles is another one of those Chris Jericho situations where he already had made his name all around the world.
Yeah.
But AJ Styles was different in the fact that even WWE guys, like WWE fans who only watch WWE, still knew who AJ Styles was. That's why he got that pop at the Rumble. If he was like Chris Jericho and it just said I am phenomenal, like nobody would know fucking who it is. But he had become so big. It not just in TNA alone, his work in New Japan fucking made him huge. So when he came to WWE, yeah, he took off immediately.
Which, that in itself, is kind of insane when you think about it, because like how over he got super quickly, and like Vince's track record of just burying people who come from outside of WWE.
Yeah.
Like it's a miracle, really, because like but AJ he's just so great. He's undeniable. And like like Rob said, agreed 100,000%. Like his TNA run, fucking phenomenal. His no pun intended.
No pun intended.
His New Japan run, phenomenal. No pun intended. And then still like his WWE run has been phenomenal. Like he's been there for 9 years now.
Yeah, almost a decade.
Damn.
That's the same amount of time he was in TNA.
I will say he also, like at the time this is when NXT was starting to like build up, and he just went straight to the main roster. So like,
Yeah.
WWE didn't try and build him at all. He literally just fucking showed up.
I think that would have been a big
and
mistake.
Got the pop.
Because
he was treated like a big deal at the Rumble, coming out number 3.
Yeah.
Yeah. AJ Styles.
I think he's won like fucking every damn title, just about. Was a super great bright spot in like late 2010s WWE when the booking was abysmal.
He's won every title.
Yeah, AJ. Love AJ.
All right, Rob.
All right, my 9th pick. Man, this is gonna be kind of a weird pick. It's nowhere near as bad as Doink the Clown, but this is definitely a comedic character at this point.
Fuck you.
My 9th pick is gonna be R-Truth.
You just made the list.
This dude, first off, he was getting rowdy with Road Dogg as K-Quick. Then he went to TNA. Then he came back to WWE as R-Truth. And, I mean, this dude has done a lot. I mean, sure, he's never been that guy, but he's been where he needs to be. He's worked great as a heel. He's worked great as a face, as a comedic character, the sob story character, for all the little Jimmies out there. Multi-time tag team champion. Very multi-time 24/7 champion.
I have more respect for R-Truth than I do The Miz.
But
so I'm fine with this pick.
I just feel like
fuck the Miz.
I just feel like he needs to be on this list personally.
I'm fine with this.
My list,
I'm fine with this.
Because right now we're at like top 32 or some shit like that. I feel like he belongs here.
Yeah, I definitely agree.
I mean,
he has the longevity alone to show that he's hanging. He is hung in there, and
I like how you picked Dolph Ziggler, and then your next pick was his stunt double, R. Ziggler.
Yeah.
Dude,
he is genuinely like. There's quite a few like in sports, you see people like get called old at like 35 because a lot of sports like it's hard to compete at that age. WWE does still have some older guys like R-Truth and Rey Mysterio that could go out there and put on a fucking banger.
Yeah,
but R-Truth's also wicked on a mic. Whether he's funny or he wants to roast somebody or he's being sad or whatever, or he's dancing, he's just entertaining in all aspects. So, yeah, 9th pick, R-Truth. Welcome to the team.
Kane, I'm sorry. That's my bad, y'all. I'm gonna climb the ladder in the mud. Oh yeah. Much love and respect to R-Truth. It's time for my last 2 picks.
Yep.
All right, so first up, Bob Backlund.
Okay.
All right.
In the similar vein to Bruno, I've actually watched more Bob Backlund's work than Bruno.
Bob Backlund's GOAT.
But in the same vein, similar to Bruno, like those are like the 70s. Bob Backlund was the guy, bro. Like, and he's like, he was ahead of his time, I think, because of just how awesome he was in the ring. I think he still has a top 10 longest WWE title reign. Might be wrong on that.
I can look it up real quick. Keep going.
But, yeah, again, also similar to Bruno, like while I have watched more, I still haven't fully done like a full deep dive on Bob Backlund, but I think he's another one of those guys where his impact in WWE and like the early years of WWE can't be denied or understated, and he was a tremendous worker, one of the best WWE champions ever. and his finisher fucking rules. The crossface chicken wing.
Bob
Love
Backlund
it.
is the second longest world title holder of all time.
Hell yeah.
Just
Bob
behind,
motherfucking Backlund, baby.
Bruno has 2,803 days, and Backlund has 2,135 days.
Hell yeah. Yeah. Bob Backlund is my number 9 pick.
Which is 5.85 years he held that title.
Nuts. Yeah. Respect Bob Backlund. Even like he really popped me when he was like fucking Darren Young's manager for a few months in like 2016. Do you guys remember that?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Make Darren Young great again.
Darren Young great again.
This does not contribute to his fucking all-time case, but it's still fucking hilarious.
I don't know. For me, it does.
He was very entertaining in that time period. Very entertaining. And for my last pick, this one, I don't know how you guys will feel about this. I'm going my 10th and final pick is Bianca Belair.
Okay.
Oh. Okay.
Avery doesn't like that pick. He said, "Oh."
I mean, she
It's
came
not.
from the bottom.
It's not that I don't
She-
like it.
You're not gonna like my next pick. My last pick.
Look, you can say what you want, but the truth is, watching Bianca Belair gives me the same vibes of watching like LeBron James or Kobe Bryant. I guess Kobe would probably be a better comparison. But like she is just naturally great. She doesn't even have to try. Like
Fair enough. Fair enough.
she's just unbelievable. Built from the ground up from the Performance Center. Their biggest success story of the Performance Center is Bianca Belair.
She's
Even
the
her
EST. Yeah.
even
remember
her even her early year like in NXT, like she's still like so little experience, but like still so good, and she's only gotten better and better. And Triple H needs to start fucking booking her like how she should, like how Vince did, which is fucking insane. Not to compliment Vince, but like that the second ever women's WrestleMania main event, the first women's main event with both competitors being black women. That is a historic fucking moment in time. And just consistently great. One of the best parts of their product still and has been for the last 5 years. She's fucking phenomenal. She's won everything besides like Money in the Bank, Women's Royal Rumble, multiple time world champion, current tag team champion.
Yeah.
I would love for Avery to tell me why I'm wrong.
I don't think you're wrong. That's not who I thought you would throw out last, to be honest. Now that you didn't say who I thought you were going to, now I wonder if I should say them or if you didn't say him for a reason. So now I am contemplating my last pick.
I think my last pick is fucking awesome.
Yeah, I don't hate
Bianca
your
Belair
pick.
is
I just didn't expect that one, and now I'm questioning.
So there we go. My list is now complete.
All right. First off, I want to say fuck all you guys for this upcoming pick. I'm going to get a wave of boos, and I don't give a fuck. My number 10 pick,
It's going to be The Miz.
The Miz.
You just made the
Fuck
list.
this guy.
Oh my god.
This dude's been doing this shit for over 20 years and has never once had to take a major break due to injury.
Yeah, well, when you wrestle boring, you shouldn't
He
have
doesn't
to.
wrestle boring.
Bro,
He's the first two-time Grand Slam champion ever. So there's nothing against his resume that he has. He's good on the mic. Are you going to tell me he's not good on the mic? I dare you
This
to tell
guy's
me that.
got huge balls, brother. Get out of here.
Oh my god.
Fuck The Miz.
Like, the only time this dude's really missed fucking ring time was to go do movies. Are you going to go shield on the Rock for that? No.
Brother, listen. If you want to get, listen.
No.
I will be on your case. I will agree with you that as a veteran of the locker room, He
Comparing
is a guy.
Rock and Miz's movie.
I know.
The Miz is a veteran, being there long enough and doing certain stuff. I will give you that, but do not tell me that wrestling ability wise he should be on this list. I will give him every other reason for him to be on this list.
Well, it's a good thing this is an all-around list and not technical wrestlers in WWE.
No, I'm saying he makes it onto this list for all the other reasons. I don't think wrestling wise he gets on this list. Like,
Hell yeah. Hey guys, you want some breaking news on this podcast of what's happening on NXT right now?
what?
Guess who just debuted?
Nick
Who?
Nemes.
No
way. Ricky
He did
Starks.
not waste no fucking time.
Damn.
He's still like indie. He's probably still gonna wrap up those dates, but
Is that the mic that's recording your stuff?
yeah.
Does he have
News was
Defy?
Bye,
spoken
Jaden.
by the younger brother of Ethan Coaster.
Hi, Jaden.
Shout out to Jaden's special guest.
Does he have his Defy tile?
I doubt he had it with him.
Okay, I was just
That's
asking.
crazy though.
It was just him. I saw that. I looked at the video a little bit. He just walked down from the crowd.
Oh, okay, so he
I
just
saw-
made an appearance. That's all it was.
Nothing
Okay,
happened.
well, either way. All right, Trent.
All right, well, fuck this Starks dude. Let's go back to talking about the real deal, The
No,
Miz.
I don't want to talk
Teaming
about
with
the
John
Miz.
Morrison,
Trenton.
his United
Oh,
States
fine.
title
All
runs,
right,
his IC
so
title
my
runs.
next pick is
No, I want them to keep talking about the Miz, please. This is fucking gold.
His
No,
Avery,
fuck the
Avery.
Miz.
Avery, explain why Rob is wrong and why the Miz sucks. Explain it.
No, okay, listen.
like, what
I
are you gonna
don't-
hate on? Oh, this guy, he was part of the most boring main event in WWE history,
listen,
WrestleMania. You
listen.
talking about the one where he got concussed?
No,
And
no,
it wasn't
hold on.
even
I didn't bring
he
that
got
up.
screwed
Hold
in
on.
that. He got
Hold on.
screwed in
I-
that
hold
because
on,
that was
no,
just going to be a
hold
build
on,
up for the
hold
next
on,
year.
Hold on.
If your
I didn't-
only complaint for this dude is he sucks in the ring, first off, you're wrong, and second off, it's about everything he's done in his career.
Okay, you gonna let me talk now. Okay, hold on. So one, I stand on that he is boring as fuck in the ring. Second of all, I said that if you want to put him on this list, I am fine with that. He is a veteran. He has been around this business long enough that yes, he can put over people. Yes, he can be the heel character that takes a loss, whatever. But do I think that like he is wrestling ability wise on par with a bunch of the other people on this list? No, but he is on this list for a bunch of other reasons, so I'm fine with you putting him on this list for that. But for you to sit here and tell me wrestling ability wise he should be on this list, you're out of your fucking mind. You're out of
Wrestling
your
ability,
goddamn
no,
mind.
wrestling ability, let's get this straight. The Miz can wrestle. He just chooses to be safe so he doesn't
He chooses
miss
not to wrestle?
years of his fucking career like all these other guys do.
Well, that's a sacrifice I guess he's willing to take, brother. I don't know, man.
Dude,
Yeah,
we just
I'm clipping
watched this.
and putting it on TikTok.
We just watched this dude do a springboard crossbody
What'd you-
onto Jacob
Ethan, what'd you
Fatu.
say?
Okay. Brother,
What'd you say, TJ?
I said, what'd you say you're gonna clip?
This whole
Just-
thing.
I just like it's I mean, brother,
This whole
listen,
bit.
okay? Like and I hold on, and you can bring up like, oh, well, he's a world champion. Okay, you know who else is a world champion? Jack Swagger, brother. So that doesn't make me feel any better. or
Jack
any
Swagger was
different.
good in the ring.
Bruh.
Like that doesn't make me feel any better about like they give championships to other people that are less deserving.
Jack
than the Miz, to be
Swagger is
honest.
actually the complete opposite argument that you're having with The Miz because Jack Swagger did suck at everything else. He just was okay in the ring.
But that's what I'm saying. Is like if you want to put him on this list for other reasons besides wrestling, like his wrestling ability, I'm completely with you, Rob. I am 100% with you. I think that he is a veteran of the locker room. He should have respect. But that doesn't mean that I can't sit here and be like, yeah, nah, not for wrestling ability. No, brother. This guy, I understand that you're saying like he wrestles safely, he doesn't get hurt. Yeah, I could agree with you. I like he does. But I can also sit here and say that he wrestles safely and he wrestles in a certain way that is boring to me because he doesn't do anything to stand out. And he uses everything else around him to stand out besides his wrestling ability. That is my argument. I'm not saying you're wrong for putting him on this list, but do not sit here and tell me that wrestling ability-wise he should be on this list, because that's just wrong. That is incorrect. There is no way, no how, no, just no.
There are definitely worse wrestlers on this list.
Name one. Please name one.
Oh my God.
Who is on this list who's a worse wrestler?
Hulk Hogan!
Okay. Fair enough, I guess with Hulk. I thought you were gonna try to like say somebody that we like that actually could wrestle, not just, you know, the guy who's the entertainer that wears yellow and red, brother. I didn't know we were throwing
Actually-
that
Like
guy out
comparing
there.
shit
Actually,
to
since
dirt.
you just brought him up, as a matter of fact,
No.
Who?
Oh no.
he's better in the ring than Razor Ramon was, too.
Oh, brother.
On God.
Oh no, brother.
That is a spicy hot take.
Brother.
It's the
Like,
correct
maybe,
take.
I guess maybe like fucking Scott Hall in WWE 2002, maybe.
Oh my God, brother.
Like, you're confusing the fact of what he does in the ring versus what he can do in the ring.
But that's my okay. Hold on. Okay, hold on. No. So I'm basing this on what he can do, not what he does.
No.
Because Brock Lesnar
What?
was shooting star press, but he doesn't do it all the time. So you know,
This is Devolution, baby. Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm oh brother.
No.
It is what it is.
My number
Let
10
TJ
pick,
go.
The Miz.
You just made the list.
Great pick. Great pick. Can't tell me otherwise. That
Good
motherfucker
answer,
has
good
done what he
answer.
needs to in the fucking business. That dude has been more valuable to WWE than tons of fucking people that have been to WWE.
Yeah, this is gonna be our first TikTok.
All right, go ahead, TJ.
I don't think my pick is gonna be as good as The Miz.
Damn right it's
or as
not.
bad, if you ask Avery.
This might be
Coming from the
sleeper.
dude that's like, let's say Mr. Kennedy.
No, I thought, brother, we're not even getting into
Get
that.
the fuck out of here.
But my last pick, I felt wrong for not having a female, so I thought about a female real quick. China.
Bro, I was going to laugh when you said Charlotte Flair, but I would have rather you said Charlotte Flair.
Yeah,
I also agree with that. What the fuck?
But China is like what she did in the 90s for women's wrestling, and she was very iconic.
Wrestling dudes?
Yeah, she proved that women are stronger than dudes.
No,
Women can
she
be-
proved that
can
Chris
be.
Jericho is a great fucking wrestler that can make anything look good. That's what she proved.
I will give you influence-wise, TJ. Yeah, I think she did influence and all that stuff. Like she is a staple. Like I feel like
Yeah,
if she wasn't
this was a bad
wrestling,
pick.
if she wasn't wrestling guys, then maybe people like Rhea Ripley wouldn't be killing Tozawa. So, you know,
You think
I respect
Tozawa
China
deserves to be
too.
on this list, Avery?
no, he doesn't.
I saw a crazy ass comment the other day on fucking. This is a side note. I saw a crazy ass comment on Instagram. Some like old dude bitching about how fucking. This is what threw me off. It was some old dude bitching about how they released like Blair Davenport, but kept Akira Tozawa and Maxine Dupree, and I was like, whatever
that's
about
tripping, brother.
Maxine, but no way you're gonna sit here and shit on Akira Tozawa. That dude's a worker.
He does what he's got to, you know.
He's just booked like shit.
He is.
All right.
All right.
Right.
What was she gonna say about the? What was she the eighth wonder of the world? The ninth
Ninth.
ninth wonder of the world?
Because
Andre was
Andre's
the
the eighth.
Andre's the 8th.
I don't have much to
Dude.
say.
I have
Other
a
than
couple
the-
things to say.
Other than the fact you should have said Charlotte Flair.
I don't hate the China pick. I just
I don't hate
think
the China pick either.
I think that she was in a weird time where like she didn't do a lot of wrestling ability, but like she had a lot of influence like
I think
with
There's a-
her role.
I
with
think
her role.
her being Triple H's enforcer and DX's enforcer was fucking awesome.
I think it opened a lot of doors.
That had never been seen in WWF before.
There was a time where everybody knew who China was.
But China, she really got fucked over by Triple H. With that being said, when he fucking like left her for Stephanie or whatever the fuck that story is, real life drama. We don't gotta get into it. And yeah, she sadly passed away. Did she finally get put in the Hall of Fame?
I don't remember.
Well,
think so.
DX got put in the Hall of Fame, so she's
Oh,
part
so-
of DX.
Yeah. I mean, the WWE Hall of Fame doesn't mean shit anyway, but
No, it doesn't.
Scott
Yeah,
Steiner
it kind of
said he
sucks.
would.
It kind of sucks. What'd you say? What'd you
Scott
say?
Steiner was like, "It's not real. I'm not gonna be put in it." And then literally the next year, the Steiner brothers got inducted.
Yeah.
And I was like, "Okay."
Dude, Chris Van Vliet asked Christian Cage if he ever wanted to go in the Hall of Fame. He was like, "Call me when there's a building."
Yeah. I agree.
Like, this is just make believe nonsense of whoever the fuck Vince wanted to pick, and now Triple H wants to pick. Which, by the way,
Himself.
Picks himself, by the way.
Triple H's second fucking year picking the Hall of Fame, he puts himself as the headliner. And don't fucking listen to that bullshit where they're like, "Oh, he didn't know." He fucking knew, bro. There is no
Duh.
goddamn way he didn't know.
Yeah. He definitely did.
But, rest in peace, China. Your impact on the industry is not forgotten. I do not hate this pick. I was really just
No.
more surprised that you picked her over Charlotte. That's what I was surprised about.
I'm not a big
Yeah.
fan of Charlotte Flair.
I mean, can't hate you on that one. All right.
All right, Avery, final pick of the draft.
I wanna throw an honorary one out there right before I say my last one because I felt like you were gonna say Jimmy. Not Jimmy. What? Why the fuck did
Jim
I say?
Uso?
No.
Jey Uso?
Why the fuck did I say Jimmy Uso?
Ugh.
I don't know why I said Jimmy. Ricky Steamboat. I thought you were gonna say Steamboat, Ethan, as your last pick.
Oh, no, his is like Flair. Like he didn't
Yes,
really-
that's well, that's why I said honorary because I think that's why you didn't say him was because he's a lot more in WCW and outside of the. But I just wanted to shout him out just for a
Why-
little.
Can I
bit.
say an honorary one real quick?
I'll let
Sure.
Ricky
Yeah,
Steamboat.
Harley
I'm not
Race.
sure.
Go ahead.
I was laughing because I think Gunther is a great pick because everything he's done in WWE in
Yeah,
his little
but
time.
He just.
But him over the Miz is hilarious to me. I mean, you know what I mean.
Miz under
I
Miz
have
over.
Gunther on the list, but he just look. I can't give it to a guy that's only been in the company for like, at this point.
But
5
he's been
like, yes,
champion
he's
that
been
entire
killing it
time.
in the company,
I would've.
sure, but
Literally, literally brought fresh breath to the company. But I digress.
He's
yeah, you
in
I
better,
think
fucking,
he's-
you
he's
better
working-
fucking
he's-
digress.
He's working on his case right now, and like he has a very great start. Like his WWE run has been like very good. When, like AJ and like other guys we've mentioned, it really shouldn't have been because of like his
Style.
how big he was and all that. But he's like
He's literally the best NXT UK guy right now. He's outdone Pete Dunne and Tyler Bate, which I did not foresee. I thought Pete Dunne was going to be the next big
I
thing
did.
from NXT UK, and
Butch.
I was wrong. Yeah, I was completely wrong.
I knew Walter was gonna do better than those two. Maybe
Anyway.
Tyler Bate.
Look,
Yeah.
bro, if he stays on the same path and we redo this in like 2 years, he's definitely going to be on it. No doubt.
I think he's 100% on it if it was just in ring. 100%.
Yeah.
When the plan was in ring, he was like my number 3.
Yeah, dude, he was like my 4. Or maybe
All right.
5.
So my last one, it honestly still crazy. Trenton said China because I said Andre is my last one. I think
Oh.
Andre's a huge another piece of the puzzle.
Andre is huge.
Yeah, Andre's a very
He's a giant.
yeah, literally. No pun intended. He's a giant part of the puzzle of why wrestling is so popular. I went with him over a guy like Warrior just because I understand that Warrior was a lot. I don't know if he was more popular or as popular as Andre, but
He was more popular.
But I
Not better,
I personally feel like Andre was a lot more influential, like even outside the company, like to other people who weren't watching wrestling and they were like coming towards wrestling. Like I feel like he was more influential, and he was also like more like easier to watch. I personally don't enjoy watching Warrior matches that much a lot. I also just don't like the guy, like, in general. Like, I don't know. There's a lot of things I don't like about Warrior, so I'd rather go Andre, but that's just my personal pick, I guess.
Hey, look, Andre, he's like one of the best spectacle wrestlers of all time. And
Yeah.
even like more so like outside of WWE, like or before WWE, before he went there, he could work too. Like he was pretty versatile as a big man. Obviously, when he got to WWF, that's like all he could do, which is like what they did for decades and decades and decades. Just have big guys do the same shit, all trying to mimic Andre. But yeah, that's a good pick. Good shout, Andre. Rest in peace.
Yes, rest in peace.
Anything else you want to add about Andre or anybody?
No, I think that's good. I think I don't think there much needs to be said. I mean, if you know Andre, I mean he was a really big part of Hogan's legacy and just the early parts of the company, really. I mean,
Yep.
I think listen, I don't want to say without Warrior you wouldn't have the company, but I truthfully believe if you don't have Hogan and Andre, I don't think this company is where it is today without either one of them.
That's fair. Well, there we have it. We'll read off everybody's completed list. We can talk about who we think is better. And we're gonna have a poll in the comments and on our social media pages of who everybody can vote who they think has the best list. But
You want us to read our each one off?
yeah, that's fine. And then I'm sure we could figure out a way to like slap it on the screen so everybody could see it too, like like a screenshot of my spreadsheet or whatever. But yeah, Avery, go ahead and list yours.
So my top 10 is Stone Cold Steve Austin, Ric Flair, Macho Man Randy Savage, Roddy Piper, Chris Benoit, Becky Lynch, Chris Jericho, Booker T, Razor Ramon, and Andre the Giant.
I'm clapping right now, but you can't hear it.
That's fine.
All right. My team, absolutely stacked. I have The Rock, HBK, Shawn Michaels, Kurt Angle, The Undertaker, Eddie Guerrero, Latino Heat, Mick Foley, Daniel Bryan, Jeff Hardy, AJ Styles, and China.
Rob,
My team, even more stacked.
Okay, bud.
Triple H. All right, this is a weak start. The Viper, Randy Orton. The Rated R Superstar, Edge. Rey Mysterio. Brock Lesnar. Trish Stratus, I was the first person to bring up a female. Yo, I'm a trendsetter. Seth Rollins. Dolph Ziggler. R-Truth. And the fucking Miz. Fuck Avery being in-ring ability. Anyway,
Bro.
Andre the Giant.
bro, Rob
Fucking
has the
Christ.
awesome truth.
This guy's fucking...
On God, bro. They're good. I don't know what to tell you.
That's so
I'm
fucking beast.
dead.
That's so fucking beast. I love this podcast.
Fuck yeah. Devolution, baby.
All right. Now it's time for my team, the undisputed goats of goats. John Cena, Hulk Hogan, Roman Reigns, Bret Hart, CM Punk, Bruno Sammartino, Sasha Banks, Sheamus, Bob Backlund, and Bianca Belair. All right, what we got? Do we all think that our lists are the best?
Ethan's team is just like if you went on YouTube and you looked up somebody's 2K playthrough where it was like the GOAT of every decade.
Literally.
Yeah.
What's wrong with that?
Nothing wrong with that. I'm just saying that's some video you're gonna see on YouTube, like Roman Reigns versus Bruno Sammartino versus John Cena versus Bob Backlund versus fucking CM Punk versus
Sasha Banks.
Sasha Banks.
That would
It's boss
rule.
time.
That would rule.
We're getting intergender matches in fucking 2K25.
Woo!
Can women bleed in this game?
Women can always
bleed.
I
Then,
could have
then you put them in the tree of
the last
woe.
several
And
years.
I could have sworn that the last like few games they couldn't.
No, the last few games they could.
I don't remember.
You probably just had blood turned off, you fucking pussy.
Man, we don't do a lot of women's matches half the time when we randomize. But now,
That's because women suck. Boo. No, I'm just-
Okay, all
Oh
right.
my lord.
All right, well.
I think it's just because, like, I mean, like, there's, like, outside of, like, a handful, like, a lot of them aren't really fun to play in the games.
That's
Like,
true.
That's because
modern-
2K makes their fucking overall like 72.
That is
Yeah.
true. 2K does. Also, the fucking. You know what? Come on. A little mini rant, real quick. Man, fuck 2K for doing the dumb, like, overall shit where you can't get certain abilities if you're not a certain overall. Bro, I remember back in the day we
You
could
talking
wrestle
about
with a
only
90.
resiliency? Or you wait.
Still. Yeah, but, like, remember, like, back in the day we could wrestle, like, a 60 overall and a 90 overall and have the same abilities. But now it's like, nah, we got to handicap this guy for playing a 60 overall for having fun. Fuck that guy. Like, what?
mean,
Come on now.
You could go in there and just make everybody a 100.
I mean, I guess.
That's a lot of work, though.
Yeah.
Yeah, I want to
Fucking-
see 100 overall Eric Bischoff. He's back and
He'd probably-
better than ever,
He'd probably be
literally.
he'd probably be a fucking menace because, like, he's already kind of a menace, like his moveset and shit.
But he's a weak overall. It fucking sucks.
No, it's good because he's not a wrestler.
I know, but
A 100 overall, fuck, what's that dude? Shit. Post Malone. That's his name.
Oh, Post Malone.
You said, "What's that, dude?" Get the.
I don't listen to him. Like,
Oh! All right,
All
everybody. Thanks for listening to the Devolution Wrestling Podcast. This has been the all-time WWE Wrestlers Draft. We're gonna slap the spreadsheet I have up on the screen so you guys can see, and make sure you vote on who you think has the best list. It's mine, but feel free to have your own opinion.
get the fuck out of here. Everybody's going to be voting for The Miz.
No, he ain't. No,
Oh,
no, no way in hell, bro.
I think a
No.
lot of.
Fuck Mike Kazana, bro.
Did you say Mike Cabana? What?
No, no, I did not.
That's not even his
Did
name.
Did you say Frank Costanza?
No. I said, fuck Mike Mizanin.
God.
Mizanin. I don't know. I can't fucking
Mizanin.
talk. Fuck that guy.
So we're hoping to
Alright.
bring this special edition of the show back and do this game many more times. We hope you all enjoyed it and had as much fun as we did. Thank you all for listening. Make sure you drop some likes, reviews, comments, vote in the polls. We are the Devolution Boys.
Yeah.
Let's go.